as well.
We can all say hello to the internet people.
Hello.
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 Hey, nerds.
Hey there, everyone. Living in the future, in the far future of 20-something. Welcome to another episode of Shadowrun, Siamese Serpents. Today, it will likely be a more pedestrian-paced game than some of the others we have experienced, for we are quite accomplished at this point. We have solved many problems, and indeed we have caused a great deal of geopolitical upheaval. It's not directly our fault. We weren't even aware it was going to happen, but we have been the catalyst for Thailand invading Cambodia for the first time in a century. So there we are in Siem Reap. Some of us are preparing to travel back to Bangkok for restocking and other purposes, even just to get out of the country and go for a bit of a joyride. While others are intending to simply stay behind and wait it out until the rest of the group returns. So there we are. I expect that a lot of today's session will be split up. Perhaps as individuals, perhaps as pairs or groups of three, as we follow what happens in Bangkok compared to what happens back here. Likely to be a fairly pedestrian episode, but after saying that, I'm half expecting someone to get a bullet in the head and have to make a new character, because, jinx and all that. We will, I'll turn it back over to you guys. We can work out what it is that you want to know, if there's anything you want clarified, if Pelgrad wants to understand why we've got one corpse and one control rig in separate pieces, and I'll let you take it away from there.
Well, a couple of things. I don't think we've really addressed it yet. Are we wanting to look into how the Mr. Yellow knew that we took the airport, like, immediately?
I mean,
Because he would have had to have that all in place, like waiting for us, and that can't have been cheap.
that doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. You would have just had another sniper team or some kind of Overwatch watching it happen.
But I mean, if he's had dudes watching this the whole time, I don't know. That means
deniable assets as opposed to official military.
Could just be as simple as he has Mr. White on the ground who told him.
Yeah, but it's not so much that. It's like he knew exactly when we took the airport. He didn't just know that the attack was happening. He knew exactly when it was successful.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have just had people watching the same way Ricochet was. And because if he sends in official assets like
I don't think it's a difficult thing to do. I'm just wondering, do we want to ask the questions about that?
Do we care?
That's what I'm asking.
Maybe it's something.
Trade definitely does not care.
I'm going to say those are probably questions he won't answer, like even if you ask him.
Oh no, I'm not saying we ask him, but I mean it just means that we're being watched, obviously, and some people.
I think we all assume that.
Yeah.
The question is, did they watch close enough to see Godfather fuck the rest of us?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like how
greedy.
Do we want to look at how much we've? It's entirely possible that he was actually the source of that little fucking Khmer soldier that infiltrated all our comms as well.
I'm not even worried about that.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm just saying. Just like, is it something that anyone is interested in looking into?
Well, if
me personally,
had a fucking
not really.
Matrix person, maybe we could do that.
Like me personally, not really too bothered about it, but I just thought I'd bring it up in case other people give a shit.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that you're a greedy bastard. It's that you were an incompetent greedy bastard that really bugs me. Like, I expected a greedy bastard, but I expected more from you as a person.
The auto dock, the fucking auto dock, man.
I don't want to hear it. I
It's
don't want
one
to hear it.
thing.
Like, he blames you personally.
Trey doesn't know.
I expected fucking more.
Trey doesn't know.
The other thing is, who's going to tell Clockwork's family?
Who's going to explain that Clockwork?
I think it needs to be Fenway.
I mean, I have the skills.
I figured we'd just leave a note.
Yeah, no.
Not
What
just
do you mean leave a note?
FYI,
We
Clockwork
drop
dead,
the word.
RIP.
Yeah.
The deal was we get them out of the country.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
drop them off on the the fucking tarmac in wherever city we promised to send them to, and yeah, that's it.
Like, if we don't want to explain ourselves, I got medical anesthetic. I could just put them under, drop them off, give them a note and a cred stick.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely 100%
think-
against that.
I vote we
explaining
stop.
ourselves is your strong point.
I vote we stop indiscriminately drugging people. At least for like a couple of weeks.
Indiscriminately drugging people solves a lot of problems.
Let's just
Creates
like not.
several others. Solves
This is
some.
like a personal life challenge. Like, go 1 week without drugging anybody.
How is he going to
I'm
get
gonna
lucky?
I'm gonna start rolling addiction ratings for just drugging random people.
I mean, even hookers have standards. Anyway, fucking put him on the plane and get him out of here. You better pray to God that she's not the reason he was staying here, because she's some fucking high-level fucking ex-runner. Or a technomancer.
That would be amusing.
That it would.
It's not as simple as just putting her on the plane, because there is no the plane. It's not like there's a whole bunch of flights going to Taiwan and Dubai from Siem Reap Airport in the coming future. If there's a plane leaving, it's either the Thai militaries or it's ours.
I thought
well,
the
like,
plane
when
was
we
our
fly
plane.
out, just bringing them with us, unconscious or not. That's why I vote the unconscious plan, because we're gonna have to fly them up there after explaining that Clockwork is bid it.
He had a freak cyber surgery accident.
He had a negative reaction to drugs he was dosed with after an escape attempt.
Well, remember the story is he attacked us, and unfortunately, he died, because of
Yeah.
overreaction with the drug.
Yeah, Mako's the one who tapped the footage and saw that I put him on the slab still alive and then injected him with something. But the story, as far as everybody else has been told, is that he tried to jump me and Fenway in the tank, and I drugged him, and when faced with the choice of slapping an antidote patch on him and Fenway, or him or Fenway, I went with Fenway, and he OD'd.
God, this story sounds so fucking thin. We're literally done
Yeah.
with the dangerous part. He's literally home free.
Yeah, I
He
don't know
tries
if
to
anyone's fucking
escape.
I mean, it isn't a very convincing lie. It's just the only
Yeah,
thing you've got.
Do you have intuition 2 or higher? Can you see through this lie or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I explained I didn't know when exactly we'd be able to fly him out, and he got fucking pissed off.
In character, I don't
That's right.
actually care. But this is a very thin lie to be,
Prove that I'm wrong.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, this isn't a court. I don't have to prove that you're that you're guilty. I just have to decide that you are,
Oh
But
yeah.
it's also one of those things where my character doesn't really care.
Yeah.
I luckily was not involved in this, so I can just pretend like it's whatever.
was gonna say,
Yeah, I think Ricochet's going to be the main one who cares. Ricochet's 100% against drugging them, but Ricochet's also not going, so...
so pretty much the only reason my
Yeah.
character even believes the story is because he's like stubbornly loyal. It's like if he's lying to me, there's like a good reason for it.
I mean,
Worst
he
phase
sees it as he has
ever.
a good reason.
So
Well,
just joking.
Fenway, you're the sympathetic type. You can break the news to them, and then depending on how they take it, we can proceed from there.
I guess I'll try to like
mean-
break the news to them without like upsetting them too much, even if that's literally impossible.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, Trey's gonna come there too to make sure there's no more drugging accidents.
I will go anywhere other than there because I'm not involved in this, and I don't want them to know I'm involved in this.
Yeah, people aren't my thing, so
Obviously,
I'll tune the plane out.
I mean, you suggested we should drug them so you could avoid an awkward flight.
That is
Yep.
correct. That is an accurate assessment of the situation.
that's not gonna happen.
You have no idea the number of conversations I've avoided with Narcojet.
Is this usually about whether or not you're gonna leave the money on the dresser?
It's like the Batman bye-bye, but just for everyday situations. Sir, you haven't paid your bill. Gas grenade.
Man, wouldn't the bill have been cheaper than the gas grenade?
You know, like when you meet
Probably.
someone, like when you're about to walk into someone, you both step to the left and you both step to the right, like a gas grenade.
Yeah, just that awkward content. Just drops a gas grenade at his feet.
Your co-worker's about to tell you the same fishing story that you've already heard. Gas grenade.
Your boss, or you're about to leave at the end of your shift. Your boss is like, "Oh, hey, one last thing, gas grenade."
Yeah, that's practical. I like that one.
So yeah, let's go talk to the newly done widow.
Yeah, we'll go meet with like Clockwork's family.
So you go to the hospital, and you find her in her own little, private ward. She's got a private room. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic, but it has its own trid, stuff like that. We're getting a bit of noise coming through from Pelgrad. Might have to put yourself on push to talk or something. Yeah, that's it. One thing you notice, Carrick, and I think it's Pelgrad, or rather Trey and Ricochet, who are all there. One thing that you'll notice in this hospital bed, most of it's quite colourless. Most of it's just pastel blue and white, like a hospital often is. But there are some fresh flowers with a kind of sympathy note beside her little coffee table. The kids are playing, fighting, call it what you will, but the mother is, the wife is distraught. When you open the door, you can see that her eyes are red raw from crying.
And I guess the card is for like Clockwork. So it's,
No, it's probably from Mako.
I mean, for, like, not from. Like from Mako to Clockwork. I mean,
I think it's a sympathy card for them.
yeah, sympathy. Like, sorry, like your father's death. I mean,
Sorry
your
for your
husband
loss,
/ father. I guess I'll start by asking how she's doing. Is she recovering well?
And the kids stop playing and start listening.
So I missed the start of that sentence.
What happened to my husband?
Like, I'm not too sure myself. Like, we were going back from like the airport raid, and he just he attacked us.
It's
Yes,
a
Trey?
dangerous line of work. Things sometimes happen.
I guess the stress
And he'll
got
look
him.
pointedly at Fenway.
Wait, he where did he die?
We think it might have been something to do with rigging the tank.
I need a little bit of clarification here, because she's currently looking at a report which was provided by Dockwagon, which explains why Dockwagon failed in their service. He was. There's no reason that Dockwagon wouldn't be able to think. They would know where he was when he died, right? Because of biomonitors or something like that. Was that?
Painted with
but
a
you-
located beacon, yeah.
Yeah, I turned an
Yeah?
area jammer on before
Uh-huh.
I did all this, so
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
have blanked out, but he died in the same location, so they wouldn't have he'd have still been alive as far as its last report was, and its last
Yeah.
report would have been from the compound.
Yeah, and that's also why they didn't dispatch a unit to come and rescue him, because it was just jammed. Like, they can't send a fucking ambulance out every single time the signal goes down, or they'd have no ambulance. And so by the time the signals either the signal gets recovered, or they just put two and two together and work out what happened. Yeah, she shows how the report basically points to the compound as his last known location. So she's not buying it.
Does like the report show how he died as well?
I don't think so, because they didn't recover the corpse, so it wouldn't have showed like his heart fluctuating or anything like that. It'd just be basically healthy, no data, dead.
Possibly the biomonitor would have still been recording everything. It just wasn't transmitting. They would have been able to determine some of that.
Well, they wouldn't have access to the biomonitor's data, and it never
Feed, yeah.
transmitted again because I carved up his muscle replacement and his rig and everything, and
So if they're able to get the black box, if they could get the black box from it, like just using a aircraft term, then they could probably recover the data. But without that data stream, then they've just got speculation. Would be my estimation. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's biomonitor stops transmitting for a week. They just he's dead.
It's not the battery.
Well, at one point, I mean, eventually you're not going to be jamming the biomonitor, right?
Yeah.
I carved him up and left him in a body bag in the refrigerator, which I don't know how the signal is in there.
Inconsistent, but it's not going to take them a week to work it out. It'd just be as simple as much. Anyway, whatever the details, the report says what it says. That his last known location was in the compound, which is his home. So he died at home, basically. It was his property officially. And so she wants to know what happened.
We think it was nerd shit from being jacked in.
Like some sort of like lingering effect?
Just nerd shit from whatever he does. Not really any of our forte. But he died in the van. We took him back to the compound.
Children seems to take it on face value the older one, they're both boys. I think there was a girl as well, but the girl is asleep. The older boy seems to be angry with the news, doesn't seem to be accepting it. And his wife slowly seems to, as she processes the information, her fear grows, her anxiety and her confusion doesn't lessen, but it's overtaken by her fear and the realization that you guys are fucking packing right now. Because you are packing right now, aren't you? You don't just go to the hospital without automatic weapons.
I mean,
I
guess
won't be carrying anything obvious.
I guess my guy is never really visibly armed. Like, he has a pistol, but he doesn't show it. Like, he's down.
Okay.
I will help you.
I've got a
Trey is
pistol and a
incredibly
concealed holster.
visibly
That's it.
armed.
Trey is visibly armed. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
but I suppose that's the situation. Like, there's a few people who aren't visibly armed, and then Trey.
That's true. And Ricochet just looks like a monster just to begin with. You know, when a dude who is well over 6 foot, fucking and 3 foot broad enters the room, there's an intimidation factor. no matter
Well,
who
she
you are.
should be partially used to that, though. I mean, her husband was an orc as well.
True enough. But yeah, it's just human nature to.
Ricochet is sitting in the corner, though, and basically not making eye contact and being very quiet.
His tusks protruding. You know what I mean. So like it doesn't matter how genial and Hello Kitty you try to make yourself appear, you're still going to look like Terry Crews wearing a dress, you know.
Oh yeah, but it's just they're not making eye contact.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
if you guys have not seen that OnlyFans,
It's
highly
worth it.
recommend it.
Very pretty, very pretty. So yeah, she the realization of that you might be here to kill her dawns on her, and she tries to bring her children close so that she can be holding them when the bullet enters her brain.
I suppose we'll just say we're still going to keep up our end of the bargain, like fly you to Bangkok if you still want that.
She's not sure what to say. You can see that the fear is running through her eyes, that she's imagining being pushed out of the plane or of being murdered on the plane somehow, of her children. Who knows what you'll do to them?
I suppose we tried to reassure, but like we gave like our word, and in our like business, like it pays to keep your word. What is that? Like reputation's like everything, so like it pays to like keep everything.
Neo, you might wanna write that down somewhere next to your computer. Maybe get a tattoo.
We're
and
very
fucking
honesty
put it up there.
focused in this crew.
This guy ain't Geppetto.
The youngest boy says, "Mummy, I want to go and live with Grandma now." And she realizes that she has no choice. She looks out the window of this post-apocalyptic town of Siam Reap, which is kind of green, kind of pretty, but the pretty and green parts are few and far between, and the degradation, the slum, the human misery is what separates it. Great fields of human misery. And what choice does she have? She doesn't want to stay in this country any longer. So she agrees to what might be the most foolish decision she ever makes.
CT androids.
I mean, if we have a date to leave, I'll give that to her. Like, we have a date for the flight.
I think we're flying it ourselves, so as long as we can clear it with Mr. Yellow, then yeah. But whatever that date is, whether it's in a day or 3 days, you give it to her, and yeah, there's a level of excitement, particularly from the youngest child, but she's mostly you see her counting down the days that she has left to live. She just clutches the Doc Wagon report ever tighter so that it crunches and crinkles.
How long did we spend from the airport attack? Because I know it's been a few days. Because Neo had fucking surgery.
Yeah, it's been about a week.
I guess like haven't really assured her, but we've said what we came to say, so I guess we leave at that point
I would assume we would have probably done this a little bit
a little sooner.
like during that week, though. Yeah.
Sure. I'm fine with that sort of retcon. That's perfectly fine. The card, by the way, is from Dockwagon themselves.
Okay.
If anyone cares.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have checked it.
Sorry,
See who
we
else
suck. Your mate's dead. Your bill is 23,500.
Yeah, we don't cover the way he died.
Yeah, we don't cover
I have
jamming.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Fenway, is if you even briefly glance at the report, you will see that the death was inconclusive and unknown and indeed suspicious. It doesn't take a fucking medical genius to see that this is a weird way to die. The report doesn't specifically say so, but let's say you were going to kill an important government official. Silencing the area all around it before you do it is
And
professional standard practice.
And he has like 2 stories now where like, oh no, weird tech stuff happened and he died, and the other story is like, oh, he attacked Godfather. So I mean, that would have been nice to know before we went in that was the story we was going with.
Yeah, you're not fooling her, and you're not fooling the oldest boy either. He's just his eyebrows are furrowed and he looks at you dirtily.
I mean, it doesn't help that my character went, oh yeah, he attacked us, and then another member of the party went, oh no, a different thing happened.
In 5 years, this kid's gonna come back and like Inigo Montoya, Godfather.
He's probably going to do it to my character because like I'm the one who acted the most suspicious.
Poor Finway.
You
He's
just
trying to do his best in a world full of assholes.
Before we
Unless
go,
it's gonna get that quality where like once a month somebody tries to kill you.
I'm just gonna apologize and say like I'm really sorry. This shouldn't have happened. If there's anything you need, just let me know, and I'll give her my com code.
She tells you she needs her husband back.
Yeah, we're going to say that.
is Ricochet willing to pick up the slack there?
You can have the mangled up.
If I
pieces
wasn't
of
massively in
reports.
debt, he probably would.
Here's the mangled up pieces
On
of his
the flip
corpse
side,
we
he
have
can't.
left.
If I had some cash, I'd probably give it to them. But that being said, I can't afford to go funding fucking.
I mean, I've got like
This is the business.
quite a bit. Like, how much do you think they'd need to even set up, or if they even need anything?
Well, I mean, he was the breadwinner. We don't even know like how are they going to set up. We could give them money, but they're mainly going to spend that probably on like food and shit. She's going to have to
Taxis.
Maybe she could sell his cyberware.
No, that's gone missing.
Fucking hell.
Trey's got a job for the kids.
Oh my god.
Are you paying those
That's
kids?
I'd like to
unpaid
offer them an
apprenticeship.
internship.
Yeah, wait. Are you paying those kids? Like, do they have like a pay schedule or what?
They get rat meat, and they're happy about it. Okay.
It's an unpaid apprenticeship. I've been very
Oh,
clear
okay.
about
So
that.
they're on the meat and bed fucking payment plan.
What?
They're
Okay.
doing it for exposure.
They got bullets. They get practical experience guarding the compound.
That's
an
true.
They hunt.
They're better armed than fucking Khmer Rouge soldiers at this point.
Better
Well,
trained too.
I would say they're better armed because they're armed with the shit we stole from Khmer Rouge soldiers.
Yeah, but they got
They
more
have like
bullets.
full
bullets.
magazines and shit.
Yeah, they're
And
not
Trey goes
sharing
through
like
it.
5 bullets between 10 dudes, you know?
And Trey has showed them how to break it down, maintain their weapons, goes through
They-
tactics with him.
Yeah.
It's my turn to have the actual bullets. You had them last time, Tommy.
They've even got rubber tires and spikes for armor, which the Khmer Rouge don't have that.
It's like real Mad Max.
Real bad bats. She sobs quietly, The youngest boy tries to comfort her, but the eldest boy he hasn't said a word since you arrived. Just that furrowed brow just seems to get deeper with every passing minute.
All right, boys. I think they're on to you. You should get out of there.
By the way, did she make a decision about what she wants to do? Is she going to go to Bangkok
Yeah.
or not?
Yeah, she feels there's basically no choice, is there? Stay in this country or leave. It's just, roll the dice.
Is it possible, because I know she's not probably super comfortable with flying with us, is it possible to get her on a train? Is that an option?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but
The
the last
trains are
remember
pretty
the last train
dangerous.
got ambushed, so that
Yeah, but it is definitely possible, yeah. And it might even be better, for various reasons, psychologically, anything.
Well, she did mention,
But it's possible.
afraid of being thrown out of the plane and whatnot, so...
It should only
Just
take about a day to get there from Cambodia to Bangkok, a day and a half, maybe.
Getting thrown from the train is so much better than.
Well, yeah, but we're not on the train with her to throw us, so...
I mean, you could point out to her that if we were gonna kill her, we could just put a bullet in her head now versus like putting her on
yeah,
our airplane.
that doesn't assure people.
But it
Look,
should.
Jez is just taking the Fenway bedside manner course.
Oh, okay.
Jez, you are fantastic as someone with sub
I-
1 essence. Have I ever told you
I
that?
have 0.08 essence. In my mind, being told that, it'd be simpler for me to get shot in the head than thrown off of an airplane would make me feel a lot better about the airplane ride. That adds up. That makes sense. Okay, that's fair.
He knows how to play Shadowrun. Let's give him that.
Yeah, but when you toss them out of the plane, you don't have to worry about disposing of the corpse. There's benefits there.
That's true.
This is Cambodia. Who gives a fuck about disposing of corpses?
Actually,
There's
I
a
don't know
reason
apparently
what,
I
have been done,
typically...
what has been done with Clockwork's body?
It's in the ice box,
Is it
dude.
still
Come
chilling
on.
in the
It's in
fridge?
a body bag in an ice box.
In the middle of
just
the
has
Nighterite compound.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
he has a mini fridge in his little fucking Humvee, and he's got a fucking body in there now.
I don't think I actually have a fridge in there, but I got climate control, so I could probably get it to just about a freezer temperature. And just leave
Have
it like
you-
that.
Have you scanned the wife and kids to see if they have any cyberware that you need?
Not yet. I mean, that's what I was
But,
intending to do on the
that's what the
flight. I was going
airplane-
to bring in
oh,
like
okay,
the auto
okay.
dock just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For your checkup. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, good. I don't want us to miss any possible, cyberware that we could be raiding.
I know a good human trafficking guy if we want to.
Yeah, I suppose, like, given the option, like, to like the wife, like, what would she rather take the train or the plane?
I can understand if you would never want to associate with us ever again. Here's
I
a
mean-
train ticket.
That is reasonable. It's like a train will be.
The train, says the boy, but the plane, says the mum. But what was your rationale?
It's just saying the train will be slower than the plane,
Yeah.
but like you won't have to be with us, like on the plane.
Can I drive the train? Says the youngest boy. We're catching the plane, says mum.
I guess the decision is made. So, do we want to skip to like the plane journey now, or is there anything else we needed to do?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah, if you want me to make any rolls, Godfather's gonna tune up the plane and see if he can correct any errors in it that would
Yeah,
interfere with the flight to Bangkok.
So,
yeah.
were you saying that there's issues communicating from here to Bangkok?
Can be, but not usually.
Okay, so like, my character doesn't have to physically go to Bangkok if I give you some fucking credits and like my wish list of shit to buy.
Shouldn't
Okay.
have to. Yeah. I'm not sure who you're asking, but no, that like as long as but there should be
I
no
guess-
problem with that.
Yeah, I guess I was asking the people that were actually going?
Yeah, I was waiting for him to answer.
Yeah, I think I'm going. Yeah, I can like keep a list of stuff you want and keep an eye out for it.
Okay. How do you feel about buying illegal drugs?
Haven't done it before.
But would you be willing to try it? The buying them,
actually
not the
actually-
actual drugs. I mean, you can try the drugs if you want.
I mean, like if you think you need them, I guess
Excellent. Finway, this is why you're my favorite person on the team.
Who's a good puppy?
So I guess. So I mean, which ones do you want? I doubt you just want random ones.
Yeah. I have a whole list of shit that I need.
See tomorrow. Ibuprofen.
Just come back with like some Tylenol. Was like, here are your drugs.
Benadryl.
No. I need K10. How hard is that to get? Let's go find out.
rather hard.
Oh my god, availability 16. Okay, yeah, you'll have to try pretty hard to find this one. But you could probably do it.
I give Fenway a small list of things as well.
All right, he knows what it is, I assume.
It's nothing special. I'm gonna put it down.
I guess
Right.
like when it comes to
Yeah.
actually buying things, I'll be like, okay, I'll go and buy the things on your list, and then you'll list them as we do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 How do you want to do it? Because like some of the stuff I think we're gonna have to do rolls for.
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah,
know
it'll-
how. I don't know exactly how it works.
It's going to be up to people trying to find it to use connections and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff can just be picked up off the street in Bangkok. They sell automatic weapons and grenades and fucking flick knives and tasers and shit just out in the street. It's highly illegal, but that's just the sort of town that it is.
Yeah, I need.
How
like,
strict do like the police tend to be? Like, if you're found with these things, like given how common they are.
It's pretty difficult to predict. It kind of comes down to the individual officer. The vast majority of them accept bribes. The Thai police are notoriously corrupt.
Oh, so,
I'd say the vast majority of them accept bribes. And usually, if you're being pulled up by police, it's either because A, they want a bribe, or B, they have a more personal / political reason to apprehend you, and they're just using the law as an excuse.
and I guess technically, like, any officer who comes up could be that one like super strict paladin for some reason. It's like, get your arm cut off.
Absolutely, and they certainly exist. The Thais are a very proud people, and if some cadet gets it in his hands to be, Captain Planet, then that's what he's going to be, no matter what the obstacles are. Yeah, so that's right. You just don't know. 1 in 10 cops is going to be straight as straight, but the vast majority of them can be bought for a nickel.
Second question would also be because I'm still not really sure. Like, because I bought something at Character, I'm still not sure like its use.
Yeah.
What a certified cred stick? So what sort of what would you use them for?
It's the same as using cash. Yeah, please explain.
Yeah, a cred stick is like the future equivalent of like a wallet. It's most of your Nuyen you keep in like a bank account, but everything you do with that is traceable. If you want to do like the equivalent of cash transactions, you download the money onto a cred stick, and money on cred sticks can be transacted anonymously.
Oh, so because I have a platinum one, so I guess that'd be quite useful.
Yeah, but the money is also physically tied to the cred stick. So
someone
if
could just
someone
steal
steals
that.
your cred stick, they steal the money.
Does have that my character was like given this by like his more successful like brother for like a birthday or something?
Surely the platinum thing has a cash value. It's not, like.
Yeah, platinum
Right.
cred stick can hold like $1 million or something.
But how much does it hold? That's the question. Like, just having a platinum cred stick is all good and well. It's like saying
I should probably keep
If you got
like
no
an
fucking
amount of money in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
You could, if you want to add money to the cred stick, you can just like plug it into your comlink, log into your bank account, and download or upload money to and from the cred stick.
Yeah,
I think the best analogy are like those like reloadable like fucking gift card things.
that is a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the Visa cards you can like put $100 on and then give it to your kids, so if they like lose it or
Yeah,
something.
like a prepaid debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly.
So I
what it
think
is.
I'll have like 10,000 yuan on it then.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got a fair bit of cash if you can just casually put down 10k on a cred stick. Yeah, that's
Because
impressive.
because we're going to be buying illegal stuff and some of it's going to be a bit expensive, so might as well keep it untraceable.
Yeah,
Can you
everyone's
transfer
got common.
from
Yeah.
cred stick to cred stick, or do you have to like hand them the cred stick?
What?
You can plug them in a com link
Yeah.
and
The only way
transfer
to
them between the two.
Yeah, like I didn't
Yeah.
know if you like one big cred stick, whether you could like pay people individual amounts, or if it was like something like you just handed them like this is the amount. I didn't know.
Yeah,
how it
it's like a jump drive, and you plug it into something and like use the interface to determine how much you pull off or on from it. You know, it's like swiping a credit card.
Yeah. Yeah. But more simple and more secure.
Yep. Till some street urchin nabs your cred stick,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you end up having to mow him down with stick and shock in the middle of broad daylight.
Let's use like a charm spell to get them to give it back.
Or APDS.
Yeah, you're a mage.
whatever.
Yeah, you're a mage. You got options.
Yeah.
Force 12 spirit a man to hunt him.
Force 12 fire spirit. I got options.
I can't do fire, I don't think.
You're a shaman. I think you have all the elements.
Okay, I thought I couldn't do fire.
Let me look at that up
Anyway,
real quick because I don't want to.
What are we doing? Yeah, no, if he's a shaman. What are we doing for this session?
I think we,
Making a resupply run to Bangkok, and some of this team is staying here, and I don't know what you guys want to do.
I'm going to Chinatown or Neo Tokyo. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's fuck up some Yakuza. I'm going with you.
Yeah, it's like the Tales of Ba Sing Se episode from Avatar.
I don't know what that means, but
Like,
sure.
All of our individual side
Nope,
stories.
already. We're going to fucking fuck up some Yakuza. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna go make nice with them because they're like good Japanese people, unlike the Chinese.
I mean, Chinese
Trey's
people
already
do
not
make bad
listening to you.
Japanese people.
Yakuza, fuck up. Let's go.
for the smart gun system internal, do you think you can buy that and then modify a gun, or is that something they like make when the gun is actually made?
It's a complicated thing to install, but we have the ability to do it. To be honest, though, there's not a ton of point unless you need the mod slot.
In the back of a van.
Yeah, and the guy only got Parkinson's.
So,
Like, I'm damn good.
Okay.
until
Just
he
call me
got
Dr.
dead.
House. Yeah, but that was intentional.
Sure.
All right, got it.
All right. So we'll assume that the plane's in the sky, but we'll cover that particular scene a little bit later, and we'll go straight to Trey and Entourage, who are going to meet with the Yakuza in Neo Tokyo. So is it Trey and Flash? Is that who's going?
Shadow's going to.
I think Ricochet one of the goes. I think it's pretty much all the people that like to fuck shit up for memes.
Because like, there's two. Do you think we should put like, the tokens in like two groups, like people
Yeah,
who are
that's a
going
good
to
idea.
Bangkok and people who are staying?
Yep, I like that. And crucially, all four of you are going together. You're not just. Walking into enemy territory. It's not like walking down to the local market. It's entirely understandable that you would walk around packing as a group after the experiences that you've had here in town. Anyway. Siem Reap's not a very big town. Neo Tokyo is not a very big part of not a very big town. It's more or less a single street with some. It's the Japanese corporate part of town. Mitsuhama, Renraku, they have their headquarters here. A few more prominent industries like telecommunications are based here, but predominantly it's sake bars and sashimi restaurants and karate dojos and other things that have a Japanese feel to them. You're walking around this single street of Neo Tokyo. It's a little bit cleaner than a lot of the other parts of town, probably due to the heavy corporate influence. It hasn't had, it's a lot of rubbish has built up in the past month or two since the corps have been shut down. But prior to that, they were keeping the streets relatively clean. Doesn't have that fucking 6-inch deep layer of trash that a lot of the rest of the city does have. And while you're making your way around this small enclave, while you're trying to assess which thug is a real member of the Yakuza and who's just a poser, while trying to make that sort of assessment, I assume that your comm links are open. You're not running on hidden mode.
I'll be probably running on hidden mode.
Mm-hmm.
I think being open's fine for now.
Yeah. Pretty standard practice. Yep.
Mhm.
Trey.
Flash should be open.
Yep. Flash. Yep.
Yes.
So I just
Yes.
I was on mute before when I asked the question. So
Trey
I don't know
also.
if anyone heard it. It's just Godfather and Fenway that are going to Bangkok, isn't it?
That's what the circle says.
Yeah.
Dream team.
That's right. I wasn't sure if we wanted to send a bodyguard with them.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep a drone around in Bangkok. Flash, maybe. She doesn't really have a
Just
stake either
keep-
way.
Your narco jet around. You'll be fine.
So those of you who are down there in Neo Tokyo, you get an AR buzz, effectively a group chat comes up. Ding, ling, 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 ling. Who wants to join the group chat?
Shadow will answer and join.
Uh-huh. Hello,
Oh,
mushy
yes.
mushy, mushy mushy. The person on the other side is practically a fucking meme. It's a pretty Japanese girl, face dolled up to the nines, plastic surgery, obvious, but in a big eyes, little mouth kind of way. She's sort of made herself into an anime character. She's got a pair of ears, a pair of fox ears that appear to be moving of their own accord. Mushy mushy. She says hello to you. She greets you. She's really enthusiastic. She asks if you're. She tells you to come and join her in her karaoke booth. Come on, everybody, come and sing along.
Shadow will say in Japanese that send directions. I'll be right there.
Great. It gives you a peace sign and buzzes out. And when she buzzes out, it's very finite. Instead of just disconnecting, instead of just cutting the call, it's like the matrix just blacks out completely. In any case, she disconnects from the call after giving you the location of a karaoke bar, which you're practically standing outside of. It appears to be closed.
Shadow will walk up to the door. I guess try the front handle.
Hey, on the other side of the door opens it. It's a Japanese businessman, about 25 years old perhaps. He's wearing a business suit. He has a scorpion, a machine pistol in one hand, and he is opening the door with the other.
Shadow will give like a slight bow and a greeting. Very, very, maybe not traditional, but I guess respectful. Yeah.
His is much more terse, a little more than a grunt and a nod, but as long as you, it was a salute of its own, of a sort.
Human?
Yeah, human. Jacked human. You can see a Jack, for example. He's twitching a little bit, most likely cybered.
Sounds like wires, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Is he like blocking the way or like moving to
He's
usher
not
us in?
blocking the
Or?
way.
Okay.
He's ushering you in. However,
Yeah.
just as you're about to step in, you can notice that there is AR feeds behind you, but not in front of you. There's AR feeds beyond the building, but not in the building. It's like this place is a dead zone.
That doesn't really concern
I like it.
Shadow too much, so yeah, he just steps right on in without
All
too
right.
much concern.
No problems. So we go. The rest of the party does the same.
Oh, hell yeah. Without the bow.
Brilliant. You for the first time in days, you're cut off from advertisements, and you're no longer being asked to buy Starbucks, which aren't available, McDonald's, which aren't available right now. All of these different advertisements are coming to you for businesses that have been shut for a month. And so you find yourself inside this very Japanese building, office, I suppose. Little koi fish in a fish tank, pictures of geishas and samurais on the wall. It's like something taken out of the 20th century. Just all the generic Americano Japanese icons that you can imagine. Hello Kitty, all posted onto each of the walls. The Yakuza direct you towards a small karaoke booth, or rather a large karaoke booth. And within it, you find no fewer than 6 of these sharp-dressed Japanese men with their automatic weapons, their sunglasses, their wires, waiting for you. But they get out of the way to reveal that the girl that you saw in the transmission earlier, fox ears, cute, about 5'4", something like that, slim, and she has a pair of fox tails coming out of, well, her rump. The fox tails are wiggling and wagging, and she's singing away. Her ears are twitching, and she's a pretty good singer. And there she is, blasting out Matrix pop, J-pop tunes in the largest karaoke room that they've got. You could probably pretty easily seat about 10 or 12 people in here. And a couple of the soldiers remain in here, and but she jumps up and tries to help you to your seats and sits you down. There is sake and rice and sashimi and little French hors d'oeuvres as well. It's a little bit of a platter in a big, very modern J-pop karaoke bar with a genuine kitsune as your host.
No pat down?
Pat down.
Shadow will go ahead and let himself be seated. He'll reach out to accept a little cup of sake and take a drink from it.
It's mediocre quality. Yeah.
I down the whole cup of sake in one go.
One of the men pours you a fresh glass without asking.
There was a shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, just like a little paper cup shot. Yeah. The song finishes and she offers up the microphone. She offers it to Flash.
Did Flash divert to go with the Bangkok crew, or are you still with us? Out of curiosity.
Jez might not be there.
Yeah. He was moved over to the. He's over in the
Right.
Bangkok group. Flash over in
Went
the
to the-
Bangkok group. That's why I was curious. So.
Good call. Good call. All right, he'll offer it to Shadow instead. She will offer it to Shadow.
Shadow will, I guess, I grab it and stand up and sing very, very poorly, probably.
What type of song do you pick?
1 second.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
I'm googling karaoke songs from the Yakuza games. It'll probably be like some like really bad pop song that
Yeah.
is like stereotypical of the karaoke bars in San Francisco that cater to the occupying Imperial Marines and stuff.
She loves
So
this
like
song. She loves it.
Americana pulp like pop
Yeah.
songs, yeah.
So going to a K-pop bar and singing Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
She's the only
exactly.
one I know. She loves Gangnam Style. And, so yeah, she gets really excited. Her pairs of tails are wagging. Her ears are twitching. She's practically beaming with excitement as she sings it and bops along to it. And after you finish your song and the microphone gets passed to the next person, perhaps passed to Trey.
Yeah, Trey sounds good.
Yeah. What do? Do you take the microphone, Trey?
Oh, Trey takes the microphone. He wants a 2070 version of the fuck's that 80s song? If you want my body and you find me sexy.
Come on, let me know.
But he is going to take that song.
Yeah.
He is not going to sing it, and he would like to make a gymnastics test to dance to it.
Go for it. She squeals. She squeals like a girl. She is a girl. When she squeals with glee, and she gets up there and she starts grinding against your athletic body with her two tails.
Composure check.
Good idea.
I'm not going to say what happened.
He creams.
You are having trouble with your fluid
I
retention.
think we all know what happens.
We all know what happens. She knows what happens, but she giggles and like pretends that she doesn't know, or that it's cute, or that it's all put it in me, senpai. Anyway, she apologizes for the second-rate sake, and she apologizes for the sushi made from the local fish. She couldn't get any imported, what with all the corporate shutdown and everything. Hey, at least it's real fish, real sake. You have a good time, have a good time. And the microphone gets passed around, and before you know it, you've spent 20 minutes here dancing and singing with the Yakuza. The men aren't lightening up, but they are pouring your drinks and they are buttering your pate. They're kind of acting like serving girls for you, but serving girls with packing heat underneath their shirts. Trey doesn't drink. I'll note that. Yeah.
We all sat at a table by ourselves, weren't we?
No, so this karaoke bar, you go in and then there's private rooms. This is a booth. It's a big fucking booth, like a bedroom-sized booth. And the whole thing is a horseshoe-shaped lounge around a central massive coffee table with a big screen at the far end. So there's only one coffee table and we're all shaped around it.
Yeah, kind of like a strip club.
What
Mhm.
exactly? Yeah, funny that because yeah.
All right. So, is there anyone in here other than us though?
Not certainly not in this booth. No, and in fact, the business is closed. It won't open until 5 p.m.
So yeah, probably after that initial round of revelry and stuff, Shadow will kind of pipe up and say, "I was told that my associates here hadn't bothered to come down and visit this place yet."
It's very sad for me. I've been waiting for them. I have job.
Do you?
Yeah, she smiles really cutely.
I have need of money. What's your job?
Oh, I give a lot of money. We give a lot of money. We are very generous. We can give 10,000 million, yeah? Or maybe if you do job right, we can give you 50,000, huh?
Ricochet's probably been like very uncomfortable up until now, but suddenly his ears perk up.
She notices that, and her ears perk up as well, and she smiles and blushes a peach shade of pink.
Except hers like literally perk up.
They literally perk up. That's right.
Tell us about this job.
Oh, it's very easy. I just want you to, finish something. You she's a little bit nervous with the details, and so one of the Yakuza operatives offers, laying it down flat. You know Young Shu, the monk at Mahayana Buddhist temple in Chinatown?
No, I don't even know who that is. I've never been to Chinatown. He'll look at the
He
other two.
swears in Japanese. You know him. You work for him. You give him guns. He is in charge of the triads.
Shadow kind of
Yes.
shook me. Yeah, I guess.
I know him.
Yes. You must finish him. Do it properly. There will be 10,000 million for you. Tell them about the big job.
Fuck off.
You listen to me. If you wipe out the entire triad, I give you 1,000 for every soldier you kill. If you kill the whole unit, wipe out the triad and their master, drive them all from Siam Reap. 50,000 flat to wipe out triad completely.
No, but thank you.
So do the tiles. What do you mean, no?
Well, if they offered me 50,000 to kill all of you, I wouldn't do that either.
There's going to be plenty of room in Cambodia for both of you once we kill all the Khmer Rouge. Yes?
And we'll kill Khmer Rouge for half that price.
The auto cue just keeps singing, like karaoke music is so bad, particularly when there's no one karaokeing. It's just do 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 do, and that's going in the background while the kois swim around, and the Yakuza men look uncomfortably to each other. I'm not sure if they're supposed to draw their guns now or what. This negotiation was meant to succeed, not fail, right?
Yeah,
Trey will
usually
keep
are.
eating sashimi, though.
Yeah.
Can I make a
Yeah.
judge intentions roll to figure out on this fox girl, Hitsune? To is she like just basically just what's the word? Is she just a front? Like, is she actually like important in the Yakuza, or is she just a girl that they hire to impress people? And
Yeah.
judge intentions. I'm not very good at them, but fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese, man, you never could work them out. Shadow, on the other hand, picks it pretty completely. Yeah, she is someone important. Maybe she's the girlfriend of someone important, or the daughter, or maybe she's just an independent operative. Maybe she's just a kitsune, and that gives her authority for some Japanese mystical reason. Whatever the case, she is the ranking officer in this room.
Wow.
Yeah, Shadow will kind of ask then. Perhaps there's something else we can do to show our favor without, well, I suppose, eroding the other inroads that they've made.
She thinks about it. I don't know. Can you get the businesses running again? Can you open up the corporations? I think not.
If we kill enough Khmer, yeah, absolutely.
Business opens. We want to be the only foreign group in Siem Reap. We want this to be our town. We cannot do that if the Triad are here too. It is very small town. You cannot have two organizations alongside each other. There will be blood.
Probably. Well, what do you propose we do about it then? Since they don't want to turn on the Triads, and well,
I think you
I don't
should
really
take
care.
the job. 50,000 nuyen is a lot of money.
It's not chump change, that's for sure. Maybe we'll talk about it and see. No promises, though.
I could be your hostage if you don't trust me. I will come with you.
Shadow will look at the other two at this point.
She blinks really slowly at Trey. Her little ears are folded back sympathetically.
I think it's a question of trust.
Don't you want 50,000 nuyen? Think of all the things that you could buy, all the things that you could do. She's growing annoyed. She's growing petulant. You've refused to buy her an ice cream, and now she's going to have a tantrum. Very mad, very cross, very cross.
Oh man, if all she wanted was ice cream, I can buy that.
50,000 nuyen worth of ice cream.
Triad blood flavored ice cream.
Exactly.
14 dead Triad worth of ice cream.
Exactly. And you wouldn't get it, you chauvinist pig.
She's about to call one of these yaks comrade.
With negotiations having broken down, there's kind of a tense, terse, not quite silence, because Hello Kitty theme song is still playing in the background. But, yeah, the room grows a lot less comfortable, particularly for the Yakuza, who, with Shadow's judge intentions check, you can obviously see that they're communicating with each other, not telepathically, but neurologically, directly,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's not as if they're getting into battle formation so that they can ambush you from all sides, but it's only a fucking small room with a horseshoe-shaped couch. When the bullets start flying, if the bullets start flying, there's going to to be a lot of collateral damage, and
Oh yeah.
that makes them nervous.
How do these guys stack up to the Yakuza, to the triads?
Oh, they're a different kettle of fish completely.
Yeah,
The
like
triads have a lot of. They've got 3 times as many people easily. There's only a handful of these guys, but they're professionals.
Yeah, whereas the triads were incompetent.
Yeah, they're just like the other guys are thugs. These guys are gangsters. Yeah, it's a different grade of criminal. Well,
Do they tend to operate in the same circles of crime in this city? We probably haven't really looked into that at all, have we?
I think that's right. I don't think if you have like a knowledge skill, then you can go ahead and roll that because it'd be background knowledge. But if otherwise, you'd have to do some foot research. Yeah. So if anyone has criminal networks or some other knowledge skill, no. Okay.
Not me, anyway.
All right.
Nope, not even a little bit. But yeah, Shadow's just kind of looking towards the other two, kind of waiting for them to maybe share an opinion or something about the offer, the suggestion.
I mean, I'm interested in the money.
It's big money.
I'm not looking to make enemies, but at the same time, I have no special love for the triads over the Yakuza.
What about you? He'll say, looking to Trey.
I'm probably not going to say that out
I'm
loud.
back.
Yeah.
I just got back.
Okay.
But if it's a good fight, sure. Let's do it. Need me for initiative or something?
No.
Not yet. Not quite yet.
Personally, I don't
Oh,
give a fuck
okay.
about these triads or this old man. But
Yeah, Trey's not down with that.
yeah, it looks like some of our company says no, so that's how it has to be.
Just out of curiosity, out of game, because I can't remember, was there a specific reason why we went with the triads over the Yakuza initially, or was it just
The Yakuza
50-50, that's who we went to first?
Yeah, the
No.
Yakuza are generally more racist than the triads.
Yeah, okay.
And we
He
have a
spoke
big Chinese guy.
too.
Yeah. So ethnicity and
Oh,
reputation.
yeah. And,
I know about the ethnicity, but I just wasn't sure if there was a reason why we picked.
None
And I
of
think
it.
maybe at the
Right.
time we like talked about like maybe the triad being like more like respectable, I guess.
No. No, but now that you've said it, I think it was the whole xenophobia thing.
Yeah, less insular.
Yeah, there weren't any major reasons. Though. It was just kind of a.
I do think that
other
was something that
kind
we
of
brought
thing.
up when we discussed it last time, though. Was it that
Probably.
triads were generally more open to collusion than?
And I spoke Mandarin. I don't think anybody spoke Japanese, or not too many people spoke Japanese.
Yeah, Mako's pretty fluent in Cantonese too. That was the other reason.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. Is that we had 2 people that spoke Chinese and no one that really spoke Japanese without a linguisoft.
Yep. I guess with that, Shadow's gonna kind of move to stand up.
The screen goes blank. Insert cred stick for insert cred stick now, and the music cuts. The lights come on, and one of the operatives opens the door for you to go back out into the main hall.
What if we operated as a go-between between the triads and the Yakuza? I mean, they could each just carve up Bangkok between the two of them.
Siem Reap, you mean? But it's
Siem Reap, sorry.
It's not a big town. Like imagine Mackay and trying to the Yakuza and the triads both moving in. Like you've seen what happens when gangs fight in Mackay.
Yeah.
It tends to be pretty
Oh,
severe.
yeah.
That's and they aren't international criminal organisations.
So literal, this town ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
Quite literally, and that is particularly true when the economy is crashed.
Like one of them
Especially, yeah,
drug
it's
trade, the other one could operate prostitution.
Yeah, Shadow's just going to start walking out towards the street unless something happens to stop him from doing that.
They don't stop.
He's not really concerned about it. There are ants beneath his heel if he wanted to, but he doesn't have anything to prove about them, so at least in his mind.
And when you get outside of the Matrix Dead Zone and back into the street, an AI koala, a little AR koala gives you a free pass to return.
I thank them for the sake.
Shadow will take it.
Yes, no problems. She smiles and gives you a wink, but it's a bit of a cold gesture, like a professional model doing her thing. She takes your number and gives you hers.
So what else is there to do in this city?
Totally thought we were
Shadows.
here to wipe these guys out for the triads.
Why would we do that?
Because they're Japanese.
I don't give a fuck about the triads. So,
Okay, so
I
what
guess
do you
maybe
want to do?
I was just coming down here to see the place. New to the city. So, I guess I'm lacking some critical information on this triad business. What sort of business are you guys in bed with them over?
Nah, nothing definite. Just supplied them with some guns, and that's mainly it. They watched some people we needed babysitting, and I guess we should have had them watch the one guy a little closer, huh? Too soon?
As far as I can tell, he attacked one of your people and he got put down for it. That's what you do to rabid dogs.
Sure.
Yeah, we've developed somewhat of a cordial relationship with them.
Have they made any requests for you to take out the Yakuza? Made any offers?
No, mainly just for training and equipment.
What do you get out of this?
They've helped us out a little bit.
Babysat a family for you?
Yeah.
Huh. So what else is there to see in the city then?
And while you're asking that, you're getting more AR feeds. The AR feeds just never fucking stop. But here's a couple of interesting ones. People have some things for sale. There's still an AR advertisement up for Khmer repairs for all of your mechanical needs, from from bulldozers to push bikes. So with that in mind, you can't be sure how many of these ads are out of date or not. But there is one that's offering a crocodile for sale, 1,000 million. Another one is a psychic. Have your palm read by a psychic, your fortune read for only 50 million. Someone else apparently has a portable plasma generator, unlimited power, only 5,000 million, which is all pretty interesting stuff. But one which might be more interesting to some of you, or perhaps not, is a houseboat for sale out there on Tonle Sap, that great big lake that we will inevitably visit at some stage. It's a beautiful houseboat. It's called the American Spirit. The seller says that it cost him 37,000 million. It's been refurbished. It cost him another 50,000 to get the fucking thing refurbished, and he is selling it for 5,000. Doesn't say how big the crocodile is.
I think 3 of those adverts sound like Fenway's type of thing.
They're pretty good ads, right? Like you get hit with 120 ads a day, but these 4 were like, that's kind of interesting.
It sounds like he's going to turn up for the crocodile. It's like, oh, it's a buggy. Then he's going to And the setter's really confused.
I think
It turns out it's not a buggy; it's a crocodile.
Oh, an actual crocodile.
It's a fucking real croc.
Yeah.
Trey makes some inquiries. It doesn't take you long for the guy to get back to you. It is a 2.5 meter long croc, which is about 10 feet long. I think that's about right.
let's go take a look at this boat.
All right, the croc's yours for 1,000 million.
It's about 7 feet.
Yeah, so it's not a big croc. It's not a 7 feet's only about 2.1 meters, I think, 2.2. So it's probably closer to about 8 feet long. It's not a very big croc, but it's certainly not a baby either. You want the croc? They'll deliver it.
Give them the address of the boat.
They'll deliver it.
You want to deliver to the boat? All right. I suppose we could do that. Okay, well, if we're going to go out and check out the boat, would you just like to contact the guy instead first, or do you want to go all the way out there? I suppose you're going to need to contact him for the exact address, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll contact him as we're on our way down the road, I guess.
Yeah, he sends you a whole bunch of photos. It's a lovely fucking boat, man. It's clear that this guy's a retiree. It's clear that he's tried to set himself up for this beautiful houseboat like an expat. But he explains to you that he's no longer in the country. He's now back in Miami, and thus he just wants to make it a fire sale. You're getting a bargain. He assures you, you're getting a bargain. My name's Force, Ryan Force. Used to work for Ares, he explains.
What did you do for Ares?
I was a technician. Involved in repairs, heavy industries.
How long ago did you retire?
Retired. I got the ass. We all got stood down when Ares packed up and left. None of us are getting paid. Don't know when it's going to open again, so I took a new job back here. Got no need for the boat no more, but she's a real beauty. I should be asking 50,000, not 5,000.
How close to the boat are we when we're having this conversation?
Probably still on the road, so he sent you pictures, but you haven't seen it with your own eyes.
So I'll wait to answer him until we get to the boat, so we can see it.
All right. He puts you on standby. Doesn't want to disconnect because he wants to make the sale, but also doesn't want to pressure you. So he puts you on standby, and you can return to that call at your leisure.
So he worked at the superstore here, though, by the sounds of that.
Correct.
Does he know any more about why they pulled out?
Yeah. Asshole commies, man. They're crawling like fucking cockroaches down here.
But sure, Ares can protect its holdings.
Man, I think it's a damn stupid idea. The Ares spirit is to stay open no matter what.
So like Damien to just pull out of things.
It's bullshit, man. That's what it is. It's bullshit. It's a conspiracy. There's something going on, man. It's the commies. They're taking over the world again.
I'm
Dude.
surprised. I'm surprised Trey is so quiet at the mention of commies.
I put it in chat so as not to interrupt your flow.
Yeah, yeah. He agreed. He liked that. Fucking commies. Trey likes this.
Like a fucking
So,
Telltale game.
When we get up to see this boat, what are we looking at?
Deal with the Tonle Sap because that's a whole different kettle of fish and a big kettle too. I'll deal with that shortly. We'll cut now back to the Bangkok kids. So let's those of you getting on the plane, Godfather specifically, are we injecting needles into children in order to assure their compliance?
Gas grenade's more efficient, gets more than one hit.
Yeah, I mean that's the backup plan, but not immediately.
Tell me how, tell me the scene. How do you put this gentle lady folk and her little critters on board your 16-seater?
Just kind of brusque and gruffly, like he's wearing a fucking like ballistic mask when they step on.
The girl
he basically-
screams.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose my character will make
Yeah,
sure there's like in-flight meals, like or something.
Bentley's dressed like a fucking stewardess. He's just like, take a seat.
The little girl is terrified. The mother is mortified. The younger brother is having a fucking fat time, particularly when he starts like getting all these different treats from the air hostess. But the older son, he is dirty the whole way. He keeps his arms crossed, his brow furrowed, and he just looks at each of you, never breaking eye contact, just looking straight at you with the kind of cross look on his face that he knows is justified.
It's like your eyes are stuck, son.
The flight goes well. You don't get attacked by giant rocks. You don't get harassed by air pirates. Bullshit. When you exit dark territory and enter Bangkok or Thailand, rather, enter the Thai airspace, you're immediately assaulted, I guess. Your AR feeds are assaulted with government information, military government information. It tells you about the change in the weather in Bangkok. It gives you a whole list of laws that you can't break. It seems that the entire country has been placed under martial law. In effect, there is a junta in control of the country. It's been a full-on military coup. The politicians have been dissolved. Parliament's been dissolved. So there are no longer any serving sitting members of Parliament. It's just a junta. And you're told all of this from your AR feeds. You receive a lot of other information, of course, corporate, independent journalists, people complaining, and so on and so forth. But the military assurances are nearly constant. But there you are, flying over Bangkok in your 16-seater airplane. You discover that landing is far easier than you could have anticipated. The Air Force pick you up, they ping you, they interrogate you hard, but as soon as they check out your credentials, you've got fucking the literal approval of a general to land. There is simply no questioning that. And thus, your plane lands. There's no one to interrogate you, no one to check your paperwork, nothing like that. Hell, you can pull out a heavy machine gun and put it on the tarmac, and there's still not going to be anyone asking any questions. There are a handful of drones flying around, and some of those drones observe you relatively closely. But
I was like, you just go through the metal detector and they're like, okay, can you take your metal off? And they're like, okay, pen, pistol, change, and they put it through the thing, and you just put it back in your pockets afterwards. And you just take
you're able to reload your gun and go on your way.
It's the fucking scene from The Matrix where like they walked in the security scanner, opens up his coat, security guard just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
instead of a gunfight, that's like, okay, carry on then.
Yeah, then they're just like, all right, you're clear.
You don't even have to go through the terminal. You're taken to a side fence. You don't have any vehicles, I guess, or did we leave a vehicle here? I can't remember.
We have a stolen Aries
America?
or Ford Americar that I left at airport park.
Oh shit! Well, it's still
What's the
there.
parking ticket going to be on that one?
It's got a
Yeah.
layer of dust on it, but it's still there.
I mean, it's understandable it's still here. We stole it from airport parking.
Good point. All right. So you jump in your America.
I suppose,
Takes a couple of turns to get it started, but it powers up.
I suppose we'll ask like Clockwork's family if they need anything, or is this where we're like, we part?
No. You've done enough. You've done enough.
Sorry, one important question. When we left the airport, Andre left a significant quantity of nitroglycerin balanced on a table. Is that building
What?
still standing?
Say no. Yeah, let's go with no. I don't remember that, but it made the news. It made
We
the 7
bought that
o'clock
duffel
news.
bag with just like a shitload of quantities of random explosives, and there was a bunch of nitro in there that we didn't want. I'm pretty sure Andre left it.
Oh
balanced on the
yeah.
table, ready to. But like, yeah, we're gonna take all the stable shit, but that we're leaving that behind to cover up. It was to cover up something.
The fact that we were possibly stealing a plane and we were leaving in the middle of a coup. We were trying to give
yeah.
them other things to fucking worry about than chasing us.
Yes,
Like
and it was
massive
effective.
explosion inside their hangar.
It's super effective.
I guess
Yeah,
with
they are now missing a hangar.
I guess with the military code, is everything more serious then? Like, are the laws being upheld more than before, or is it just more harshly? Like whenever you get like in the few cases where you actually get punished?
Well, you wouldn't know that, but you could. But what's your intuition?
Well, my intuition is 3, but it's because in real life, I
Yeah,
think because there's like a new government here, they
exactly.
want to make sure nobody questions it.
Particularly when they're a military government. Like the military only has one way of ruling, and that's through force. You know, their militaries aren't great at negotiation or at appeasement. They govern through violence.
Well, I guess
So
like when you're a hammer,
yeah,
every problem is a nail. Well, it has to be.
precisely. And let's not pretend that it's not effective, because it often is. And so, yeah, your intuition of 3 would suggest that a country recently placed under martial law is going to be more legally strict than normal. On the other hand, though, they've also got bigger problems to deal with, like insurgents, foreign agents, that sort of thing, of which you are kind of both of these things, so there is that problem. But yeah, they are going to be more edgy, but they've also got bigger things to worry about than some guy buying anti-tank rounds off the street.
So is the military that like is running this town the same military that took over the airport from us? Like
Yeah.
we're working for that military, right?
Yeah, we're working for a general of Thailand, and this is Bangkok, Thailand.
So worst case, you know, we'll call. Hopefully, homeboy will help us out.
Yeah, I mean, he may take the attitude that like we're professionals. Why are we, having to call him over a traffic stop? But so let's try to avoid it. But
Depends on how he feels about his traffic stop being blown up.
Yeah, I guess Godfather will bust out his deck and attempt to. Well, actually, he doesn't need a deck for it. I guess he can just use his comm. He's gonna check like Matrix forums and stuff, like the darknet essentially, and try to get a pulse for how the local black market is doing at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah, good call. Make a roll that you think might be appropriate, whether it's a knowledge skill or if you have a contact that you can rely on. Other than that, it's just data search. It's not. It's only going to need one success.
Surprisingly, I have a contact that might be useful for this as well.
Absolutely.
I think I'll leave this one to Godfather.
Yeah, yeah. The black market is currently thriving, but it's also fucking paranoid because people are being pulled in. But the word on the street is that they're mostly after dissenters. People are libertarians, democracy advocates, journalists. These are the people being targeted, not criminals, not thieves.
Just the degenerates,
not
then?
Fences. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Intellectuals.
They're going after lefties, not criminals.
Precisely. That's right. They can clean up the scum later. Let's deal with the people who can challenge our authority first. Yeah, subversives, correct. Treasonous, fucking heretics. Yeah,
all right,
you get it. So there you are. There you are on the main road. It's kind of like a highway that runs through the city. Sukhumvit Road, and it's got shit everywhere. You want to buy T-shirts, you want to buy fucking turtles, you want to buy used car parts, you want to buy girls. It's all here, and it's a tourist trap as much as it is a place to buy contraband. You've got families from all over the world with cotton candy and hot dogs walking down the street. You've got old guys with young women by their sides, young local women. It's a real mishmash of cultures, all walking along, looking at highly illegal goods and bartering for them, while the police just drive on by.
All right.
What are we looking for?
Yeah, I've got a shopping list together.
And I have 2 shopping lists, but
I can't.
Okay.
So you might have to help me find talk people into selling me the shit that I need, but I'm here with you. So.
Yep.
So I've got 1-person shopping list who isn't here. I guess we'll start at the top. We'll buy Jez's stuff first, I guess.
Well, first I gotta make a side stop to get some funds. So how about you guys set up a hotel room for the night, and I will meet back with you guys in a couple hours.
Okay, sounds good. We'll try to find a hotel then.
Yep. He'll pick out a coffin hotel, basically, like a nice coffin hotel, but one of the ones where they stick you in a tube.
They don't have coffin hotels much here. They mostly have love hotels. Like, people don't come to Bangkok to sleep. They come to fuck. And so it's a coffin hotel price. It probably only costs you like 50 million for the night, or maybe 15 million for the hour. But it's definitely designed for you to bring a prostitute. It's only a very small room, but you've got your condoms there and massage oil and anything else that you might need for your little lunchtime liaison. Oh, quick, grab my burger, have a cigarette, fuck a bitch, then I'm going to get back to work. It's that kind of coffin hotel.
All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, once Godfather's by himself, he will call up one of his contacts, Dr. Feelbad.
To feel bad. Brilliant.
He is a ghoul street doctor. Quite
Oh,
literally
no.
underground.
That is like the worst thing I've ever heard of. Oh my god! Don't you spread HMHVV like that? Fuck!
Yeah,
Who would go
basically
to a cool street doctor?
he wears a chemical suit when he works.
Godfather clearly
Fucking
would.
care.
I mean, I guess he's cheap.
Well, he would never actually get cyber surgery from Dr. Feelbad, but he does extensively trade in use cyberware.
Well, the doctor is in.
Yeah. I have him as I have a quality called Black Market Pipeline, where I have one contact and one type of item, and I can buy and trade that item at a better rate than usual without a test.
Sure.
For Dr. Feelbad, it's cyberware.
Makes sense.
With his loyalty rating, it says I should be able to get about 42% the used value.
Okay.
And I will offer him a rating 1 control rig and a set of rating 1, rating 2 muscle replacement.
We've kept the muscles cold, haven't we? We've got some fucking means of doing so. Sure.
I asked the doctor at the hospital, what's his name, to loan me some storage containers, and he was like, "Yeah, just bring them back."
I do remember that. Yeah, I was sure that we covered it, but just in case. All right, go ahead and make a bargaining roll. I'm assuming that you don't have bargaining, but make which should be a negotiation roll.
Yeah. Just the book specifies that without a roll, he'll give you this percentage. If you want me to make a roll, I'm fine with that. But
yeah, go ahead and make the roll. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Shit.
It's currently in demand, and he'll give you 50% of value for each of them. The recent coup means that everyone wants to get jacked right now. Everyone's buying guns. Everyone's buying fucking cybernetics. They're buying things that offend themselves from both the government and the chaos. And so cyber's in demand right now. He'll give you 50% instead of 42%.
Fucking A, sweet.
He promises it's been disinfected. Comes with the Dr. Feelbad guarantee.
That's right.
I just didn't want to do math, so he gave you 50%.
You
I
see,
thought I'd make it easy on you.
he rolled the negotiation well, so that's the only reason.
Yeah, he just said it in advance. He's like, I'm gonna give him exactly 4% extra per hit.
Precisely. Or if you had got 3 hits, it'd be exactly 2.7.
54%. Yeah, I still got to do math there though, because the use cyberware rating has a modifier. But yeah, I'll figure it out real quick. I got a calculator.
So the sales are taken care of, which means that we're more cashed up now. What about the purchases?
I'll pull up a little notepad. Jez, what are you looking for?
The important thing is the drugs. I don't know if we'll be able to find those.
We can try.
Should be pretty easy. Lots of drugs in Bangkok, especially in Sukhumvit. So you'll have an extra 2 dice on what you'd normally have.
And what's like the roll for like acquiring things? Is it negotiation?
Yeah, you roll negotiation against the item's availability rating as an opposed test.
Okay. And I guess my character will go to where he assumes people sell drugs, or like he'll either do that or like go take Jez's advice as to where people sell drugs.
While you're trying to think of where you might find someone who'll sell you some drugs, a guy comes up to you to sell you some drugs.
As I'm like looking at like the darkest alleyway, it's like,
He's wearing like a floral T-shirt, you know, like a very cheery guy.
Yeah,
That-
I'll ask him like if he has the particular drug Jez is looking for. I got 3 successes.
You got 3 successes. He has that particular drug, and he's got it going cheap.
It probably means it's not the actual drug, because he hasn't even asked me what drug it is.
It's K10, isn't
Yeah.
it? Is that the one you're looking for?
That is the one I'm looking for.
He says, "Oh look, yeah, I've got K10." He says, "Yes, I have many K10. Here is your K10."
He's like, no, I have K9, and gives me a dog.
K9, K9.
So
Okay,
he is
listen.
offering you 10 doses of your K10.
Can I try judge intentions? Like,
I
because I was
don't need
told
to
this
roll
stuff.
in-
Because Jez told me this stuff was pretty rare, and like this, like the first guy, so it seems pretty.
I don't need any dice to tell you that this guy does not have K10. I can assure you that this guy does not have K10.
Good K10. I have good K10.
Get too high long time.
That's right.
I mean, if Jez is with me, I'll ask him like, well, I mean, my friend here can have a look at it. He can tell you if it's real.
It's beta meth.
Okay.
It's K10.
What? Okay. So wait. What is money scale? Like, what is like 1 month's wage for like a normal like untalented schmuck?
Lifestyle expense is a good way to calculate things. Living for a month as kind of like a shitty apartment, like low lifestyle, is 2,000 a month.
And low, but over here, low lifestyle is middle. So a middle class person would earn about 2,000 a month over here.
Okay. So, my friend here, I'm gonna offer him 1,500 new yen if he can put me in contact with somebody who can sell me real K10.
Oh, you want good shit? Oh, this is good shit, but you want really good shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can find for you. He will. Yeah. Give me money and I find for you now.
Make some phone calls.
Yeah, I call.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I call. Okay, and he
you're
does.
coming with us.
Yeah, I come with you. Yeah, it's good. We wait as he talks, and he's only on the phone on the comlink for 30 seconds. We wait out near Starbucks. We wait near Starbucks. Okay.
Okay, Finway, this is where you judge intentions.
Okay, I'll try judging intentions, see if he's lying to me. I'm probably not too good at it though. Like if he's just
Probably better than me.
2.
Okay, maybe.
He wants that money, and he seems to expect to get it. Like, he seems hopeful. Like, all he has to do now is wait half an hour, and he's going to get his cash.
Okay, all right.
I mean, maybe it's just me. That sort of seems like he called someone. They're gonna come and like make sure he gets the money just by sort of robbing us.
I mean, if that happens, then I'm not worried about it, because I'll just kill him.
Yeah, flashing and about to get jumped.
I mean, whatever. Whoever he convinced to can show up. Whoever he can convince to show up at a Starbucks to try and rob me over 1,500, I'm not worried about.
I guess fair enough.
So yeah, we'll follow him to the Starbucks.
All right. It's not half an hour. It's not even 10 minutes. Little over 7 minutes later, a Euro Westwind rocks up, a relatively nice car, probably about 50,000 new, something like that. This car pulls up, and a guy gets out from the back seat, a big guy, muscular, orc. He's got a Japanese bandana, a Japanese flag as a bandana, and a singlet advertising a beer named after an elephant, a pair of slippers or thongs or what do you guys call them? Flip flops, pluggers.
Flip flops.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, You know what I'm talking about. And this big Thai guy walks up to you. He's got his sunglasses on. Clearly vision enhancing goggles designed as sunglasses. Really schmick Oakleys. He sits down at your table and he says, "How much you want?"
It's 900 base.
It's a one dose is 900, is it?
Yeah.
Fuck, really? 900 for a
This-
fucking dose?
This is a super high grade street combat drug.
Yeah, this stuff's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
look,
turns
this-
you into the Hulk for about an hour or something.
Well, man, this steroid monkey is the sort of guy that would take that shit. Like, you look at him and he just looks like a fucking glass cruncher.
10 doses. More in the future if your shit's good.
This scene, is it while Godfather's out with his contact or afterwards?
Oh, you told us to wait in the hotel for you to return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you didn't take forever, then we would have waited.
Yeah, presumably not. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm here.
Sure.
Do we get like shown a sample or anything of the drug?
No, not yet, but when Flash says that they want 10 doses, he says 10 grand.
I'll give you 9.
Make a bargaining roll.
Okay.
So can I assist him, like in any way?
How do you assist him?
We'll just probably just argue that like, how many people are buying like this expensive drug, and we're buying in such bulk.
Everyone in Bangkok wants this.
What is bargaining? Is it just your
I
skill?
think it's negotiation.
Yeah, negotiation.
'Cause I think
Let's go.
bargaining is like a subset, like a specialization of like
Specialty.
negotiation.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm gonna assume I have no fucking points in this.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Fair
you
assumption.
do not.
Where is
Only a
negotiation?
face would.
Negotiation.
Or like a wizard, I guess.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, that's not
a wizard face.
I have okay, so I have 2 dice when I'm defaulting.
Yep.
I got 1 hit.
Not bad. Not even a crit
Yeah,
glitch.
I'll drop it to 9.5.
Deal, but I see it first.
He nods and he opens up a compartment within his arm, and there's 10 doses. He's only got 10, but there they are.
Okay, does it look good? Past the fucking I don't know. They're like fucking drug test sample kits in 2070?
Do you
They have
have
a
one?
ring.
There certainly are, but do you have one?
I do. I have a chem sniffer ring.
All right. He hands you the little satchel, and your machine will tell you immediately that it's the real deal.
All right.
Yep.
All right. 9.5 for him and 1.5 for this other guy. And I ask him, you have a way I can reach you without having to pay street dogs in the future?
He says yes, and he says, "How much do you pay?" You give him 1.5. You pay too much.
I'm too lazy to fucking walk around this shithole.
My number now. Call me direct. Come and see me. He gives you the name of a stadium, Ram Shadowrun Stadium, and so yeah, if you ever want to come and watch some kickboxing here in Thailand, in Bangkok, then you know a guy on the inside.
All right, cheers. Okay. That was
Said in
expensive.
Japanese.
I suppose
Probably worth it.
after he leaves, I was like, "Do you think that guy knows the chef?"
Flash shrugs.
Was the guy like Thai himself?
Sure was.
Yeah, because the chef is Thai and the chef's into kickboxing, so like, they could know each other.
Chef's
Pretty
also into
sure-
drugs.
Pretty sure like 90% of the Thai people are into kickboxing.
Makes a good point.
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
it's a bit of a coincidence that like the Thai kickboxing drug dealer is like not related to the other drug dealing Thai kickboxer we know. Maybe it's just more common than I think. Like, what else is on the list?
I got one that'll be pretty tricky. Trying to get a signature enhancement mod for my truck. So I need like thermal and radar dampening paint is the primary thing that I can't really do myself.
Yeah, that's not the sort of shit you can pick up off the street.
I mean, some places maybe, but certainly not
It
like most
exists.
people wouldn't have any use for the stuff.
Yeah, that's right. They produce it here. They manufacture it right here in Bangkok, so it is available.
I mean, I have
but
a
it's
contact who's
not
like
easy.
an info broker. Like, maybe he'll know where we can find it.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. It's just, like it's probably just a matter of bribing the right person to get our hands on some of this stuff, but I don't know who the right person would be.
Yeah,
I mean, 'cause remember, he's like the guy I've only ever met on like online before. So like, he's like loyalty 1, connection 6. So I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Loyalty
have-
1 Connection 6 is just like he's very well connected and it's just a pure business relationship. Like you ask him a question, he's like, how much is it worth to you? That
I
kinda
have
deal.
gun and armor mods left, and that's it.
I also have Davies, the hotel guard, loyalty 1, connection 1.
what a champion. He can get you weed, like when you're out running out of weed. He'll hook you up. What a fucking champion.
It's like, hey, dude, can you get me past the front desk? Like, sorry, man, I don't know you well enough.
Dude, the porno channel's not working. Fix it. I've been waiting for 2 days. Dave's on it, man. Dave's on it. All right. So yeah, go ahead and search for this thermo paint. Was it? What sort of paint?
It doesn't like I don't know what it would actually be called, but like thermal resistant and like radar resistant paint.
Like camo
Some
paint,
kind of
basically.
compound that would accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah, camo paint. Like
Yeah.
I got camo coating like makes it invisible, and this stuff is like what you would coat a B-52 with.
But also
To make it sneaky and shit.
yeah,
To hide it from like sensors and
Yeah.
thermal vision and
some kind of plastic or something into the paint. Who knows? But they manufacture it here. They sell it to the Japanese. Was that 3 successes? Who's rolling for the
yeah, that was
to
me
find
rolling
the
my
paint?
chem sniffer.
Alright, so I guess I'll roll negotiation then for it.
Find it first.
Okay.
So I guess that means you're
the contact.
you're using your contact. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. He's a dwarf. I assume he's very secretive.
No problems getting it. It's a question of whether he's going to do it right now when there's so much heat. So it's really just a loyalty test at this point. So you'd roll double loyalty, unfortunately. You've got 2 dice.
I mean, I suppose, like, I'll ask God, like, you could, suppose, make it easier with some money. Like, but suppose this guy doesn't do things for free.
Yeah, I mean, info broker. Can I roll like knowledge underworld to get a handle on like roughly what this kind of info would be worth to a guy like him?
Yeah, sure.
It turns out the guy's not even a dwarf. He's just like a poser online.
1,000 is a good number to always get the wheels of justice rolling. All he's got to do is give you the address of a factory, right? They manufacture it here in this city. All he's got to do is give the address of a factory. and he might do it for 100, but 1,000 is a golden number.
I don't need a factory. I need somebody at the factory that might be willing to part with it.
But maybe that's the difference between 100 and 1,000 then.
Like, I
Yeah.
guess the more you put in,
I'll
the
give
more
him
you get out.
1,500 because I want this shit.
Absolutely, yeah. He hooks you up straight away.
Oh, okay.
And he tells you the name of another guy. If that guy he's a drug addict, he often takes like days off work, and if he's not there, speak to this guy instead, and he'll hook you up. He's just a bit dumber, this second bloke, so you're better off dealing with the drug addict than the idiot. But anyway, he sends you on your way. 1,500 million later, you find yourself in the outer suburbs, in the industrial heart of Bangkok. They're manufacturing computer chips over there. They're building Ares vehicles over there. There's a cyberware clinic over there. It's the industrial heart of an industrial city, and you're able to you speak with the receptionist. She goes and gets the foreman. The foreman's currently high, and his breath smells like ganja. And he takes you out the back, and you got whole fucking barrels of the shit, man. Like they got like 1,000 liters of it. How much do you need?
If I does the math and calculates enough to coat his truck.
Sure. And so I guess that a couple of barrels worth, probably 2 barrels is going to be more than enough. And what would the normal price be? Do you know?
Yeah, like the whole mod, which covers a couple other things, like restructuring the paneling to make it like a stealth fighter and all this kind of shit.
You can do all that shit yourself.
All that, yeah. That's what I figured. All that included, it's 1,200, like 12,000 rather.
12,000. So he'll do it for 6. That's still above market rate, but it's pretty good. So he offers you enough paint to do the job for $6,000.
All right. Yeah, I'll turn that over with a cred stick.
Done. And you probably feel pretty happy with yourself because you've by the time when you finally get it finished, you'll have a modification done for a fraction of the market price. So that's great.
Sweet.
Gun mods, I think it was next.
And that seems like something that's more like on street stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some armor and some weapon mods. Basically stuff for the new sniper rifle and the new body armor that we got.
Yeah, should be easy enough to find. No roles needed to discover it. There's dudes on the street who are willing to do it. You can go to a motorbike mechanic and he'll hook you up. So yeah, getting the modifications done is relatively simple. Unless you particularly want to bargain for it, you can just get them straight out of the book.
Okay, so just straight market value?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel like I will particularly succeed in negotiating stuff down.
And the guy barely speaks English, so you buy. Here, goodbye.
Got it.
Yeah, I got a bunch of vehicle mods I want to pick up, but none of them have an availability rating above 8. Do you want me to go through them?
No, you get them done, and if your new unit's good, then these guys are stoked because they normally have to pay. They normally get paid Thai prices, but they're currently charging you foreigner prices, so this is a good day for them.
All right, yeah, I'll just copy paste the list into chat.
They call you a fucking stupid foreigner. Do you speak Thai?
I got a translation soft going.
Yeah, they're constantly insulting you while they work, and and one of them tells you about they're talking shit to each other, and one of them tells the other how his sister has like 8 different foreign boyfriends all at the same time, and they all send money. Fucking foreigners, man, they're so stupid. The whiter your skin, the lower your brain.
Yeah. He rolls his eyes. He doesn't particularly care about these guys.
You get the done. They do a good job, kind of good job, like not a great job, but a good job. And yeah, the price is normal. You know, I suppose that leaves you satisfied.
Yep.
Okay. I think that might wrap up Bangkok then.
Do they sell like animals here? Because I was thinking about getting like one of those giant chameleon things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or would that be
That's the
better?
perfect place to buy them.
Okay, so I thought maybe like not Siam Reaper, the place where we are at. That's Siam Reaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe. I think I
you're
tried to get
in
one there, but they didn't have one. I don't think.
No, you won't get it. Probably not easily. But here in Bangkok, then yeah, absolutely. There are legitimate wildlife shops, and pretty much anything is legal. Like you can buy baby dragons if you can afford them. There's nothing that isn't for sale.
You can't tell me
I mean-
baby dragons and it's move on.
Well, they're very expensive. A baby dragon probably costs you $1 million.
And never mind then.
Yeah.
Because I think the Gamati like Corpse use them because they're super cheap. I think. Yeah, Corpsec use them because they're incredibly cheap and can hamper enemies. So, and I think they're just cute. I think. So, how much? Like, I suppose we can go to like a pet store. Like, how much would that even be?
For one of those. So what is it? What are you after? A giant chameleon?
Yeah, that's the one.
Giant chameleon. How giant?
They're about the size of a dog, aren't they?
Sure. Yeah. If they exist, Thailand's got them. Yeah. So a dog-sized chameleon, 5,000 nuyen.
I think I put a picture in like. Yeah, I put a picture in general chat because it's got a human skull in it. So I'll get the link.
I missed all those messages.
Okay, there's like a human skull. That should.
You don't really need to read the back scroll of Discord. You'll be just saddened if you do.
No
Yeah, I
worries.
just put the picture in so you can see it.
That thing's huge. That's like fucking 10 feet long. It's massive. Skull's way bigger than a human skull. So yeah, if you want a chameleon the size of a crocodile, 10,000. 15, 12. We'll settle on 12. 12,000 nuyen for a crocodile-sized chameleon.
I'll ask God, like, will this even fit on the plane?
Yeah, it's a 16-seater. It'd take up a couple of seats. You'd have to charge him double.
So I could train this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are.
They have two
particularly good at
logic.
being trained. Yeah.
They can teach them two things.
Two things. Yeah. Corporations do absolutely use them. So if anyone could do it, you could do it because you're a whisperer.
Yeah, okay, I think I'll try to get like a cage as well. It was 12, so 13k and get a cage as well.
Yeah. A cage will cost you 1,000. It'd have to be a strong cage to house a creature like this. So there you go. For 13,000, you get a chameleon in a cage. Sometimes you have to make sure that it's there because it just disappears, and you're like, the bastard's still inside there. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I see him. It's an empty cage. Nothing go wrong if I open it.
And I guess we'll get to like the airport, I guess, when we're ready to leave.
Not quite, but we will cut it briefly there. I'll take a short
Okay.
break, and we'll come back to Tonle Sap in about 2 or 3 minutes.
You guys, I got my pet chameleon. Hello? Did I cut out?
No, you're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much is like a spell focus as well? Like a level 1 one?
It depends on what exactly you're looking for.
You said a power focus?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think like 16, but let me check. 18,000 for rating 1. And you also have to spend like a couple points of karma to bond to focus.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
like
have
3
so
to
much
6,
karma.
or, yeah.
I just assume I haven't spent karma since the game started.
Is that because you haven't spent karma since the game started?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We spent 27,000 fucking new yen. Guess I'm broke again. That's how it
I mean,
goes.
I have 19k new, and so I could get at like the level 1 focus.
In my limited research into fucking magic, focuses sounded really fucking nutty good. So, take that for what it means.
Or you could save it and put it towards the next one.
I just skip straight to 2. Because if I buy it, I essentially have no money for like other things. The Ricochet shopping list.
There's nothing terribly expensive in there.
And I guess try to get like the rarer stuff when available.
I mean, the most important thing is the 12 bottles of Thai synthahol, the chewing gum, and the G3.
We have a shit ton of kamikaze. You probably don't need to buy any.
Wait, there isn't chewing gum in Steam Reap.
Yeah, no, I want something more metropolitan.
Got you some 5 gum.
I think we have, yeah, like I think we have a shit ton of jazz and kamikaze from the fucking people we looted in the airport.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to use their street drug shit, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna use different street drugs.
Yeah, give me some.
Like, hey, that's fair. I respect it actually. You made a very valid, counter argument.
I don't think they're really giving the Khmer Rouge children quality shit.
Chef's got a lab and he's the one brewing it up.
Yeah, but I can't imagine he's like doing the best job that he can with it. He doesn't give enough of a fuck.
Oh, I'm sure he's an artist that takes his, work very seriously.
No, he's more interested in keeping it cheap and nasty, I think. I mean, he's bragging about how cheap and nasty he's getting it.
Alright. So, the lake comes into view, and it's a big fucker. It's a big brown lake. It's not pretty, but it is phenomenal. The whole thing's surrounded by jungle on all sides. The whole thing's so big that you can't see the other side. It just kind of disappears into the horizon. It's that big. And in addition to that, it's a town on water. There are so many boats out there, and a lot of them, you could call them houseboats, but you'd have to look at one of these shacks first and call it a house. So there they are, shacks on stilts mostly, but also a few shacks literally on boats. But most of them are on stilts, and the entire bank of this vast lake is rimmed by countless shacks with naked children pissing off the edges of it, just right alongside people swimming in the water and people fishing. Rubbish floats on past it. And yet, for all of the disgusting elements that you can see, it's clearly an extremely viable food source. People are hauling in freshwater fish, hauling it in. They cast in nets, and great catfish, 4 and 5 feet long, are caught up along with brim and little snappers and a whole range of other freshwater seafood. So that's what this place looks like, a floating junkyard with endless amounts of fish lying underneath it. There is one other thing that you see that, or two other things that immediately come to mind, that immediately draw your attention. The first one is the cinema. You know those old-fashioned drive-ins? I don't know if you even see drive-ins these days, but a drive-in cinema, imagine that on water. They've put a great big screen, and the whole thing floats out there in the middle of the water, and these huge fucking loudspeakers, big enough for a music concert, that are up there on the banks. And currently it's not saying anything, and currently it's not showing anything, but it is daylight, and maybe that's the reason. The other thing that you notice is what's up on the banks. As I mentioned there, the whole place is rimmed by houses, and in many of those houses, people are inside, afraid to go outside. Because lounging up there on the banks, a lot of crocodiles, yes, but that's not what draws your attention. It's normal enough to see crocodiles lounging around on the banks of a river in a place like this, but what you see are serpents, these big snakes with bodies as wide as tree trunks, wider than human bodies, big round bodies, 12, 14, 15 feet long, just lounging around in the sun, some curled up, some not, sunning themselves alongside the crocodiles across the banks. You must see 15 or 20 of them, and 5 times as many crocodiles. So yeah, lots of junk, lots of people swimming and fishing, this great big cinema screen, crocodiles and giant serpents lounging around in the sun. And there she is, your boat, the American Spirit, and she is a beauty. By far the most beautiful boat out there among these literal junks out there on the water. The American Spirit looks like something that might have paddle steamed down the Mississippi back in the golden era, in the 19th century. It doesn't have a paddle steamer on it, but it's got that old-fashioned value to it that any river admiral would have been proud to sail upon. It's a luxury vessel, and it's flying the Russian flag alongside the Khmer Rouge flag.
And that's the boat that he's selling.
That's the boat that what was his name? Find his name again.
Red October.
Yeah.
The American.
Red October claimed it, I think.
Yeah. Ryan Force. That's Ryan Force's boat, the American Spirit. And it's floating alongside a whole bunch of others. There's plenty of fishing boats around it. The place is a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. You could practically walk out to that boat if you were willing to jump from fishing boat to vegetable selling boat to houseboat to stilted house. You could practically jump from here to there, one leap at a time. It's that crowded and clogged.
I mean, as we're driving here, I'm making sure everyone is aware. Like, we know the Khmer hold this place. We know they know who we are. You know, let's just be careful while we're here.
We're gonna have to come here sometime. We might as well look and see what there is to see.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying stay away. I'm just saying, you know, just be aware of our surroundings.
There are also a lot of soldiers. They are child soldiers, and you will notice immediately their lack of discipline. You can't expect much from a 14-year-old with an AK, but these guys are decidedly worse than the ones defending the airport. There doesn't seem to be anything or anyone keeping them in line, so they're just, toting around. The boys are showing the girls their guns and trying to impress them. The bigger kids are bullying some of the local peasants, and going a guy, an old guy in his 40s, brings up his catch. He's really happy. He's really proud, and this 18-year-old just points his gun in his face and takes the whole catch. The guy, despondent and destitute, just has to go back out there and catch more. He doesn't have any choice.
Serves him right for showing it off.
So we'll say that again, sorry?
Serves him right for showing it off. He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right. So it's pretty clear that the Khmer Rouge is in control here. And I use the term child soldiers quite liberally and maybe too much, because there are 40-year-old soldiers in the Khmer Rouge. There are a couple of 30-year-olds and 20 and 40-year-olds and so on. It's just that the majority of them are underage. 90% of them would be 20 years or younger.
You described that there were some houses and buildings and stuff along the banks up higher anyway.
Yeah, stilt houses all over the place, made of wood and bamboo. It's real shacks.
Shadow's going to kind of, I guess, point out one of the taller ones that might give a good view, maybe high elevation view, and say, go to that one there.
I'll head towards that one.
Right.
I'm assuming we're driving the Bulldog, by the way, everyone.
Whatever you're driving, we're driving.
Yeah. There are chickens in the way, and small children, and little yappy dogs, and you're stopping and starting if you don't want to run over people. But you eventually make it over to that direction, and this is an even more ramshackle building than most. The fact that it's highest is just testament to its bad design, because they've built upwards. They had originally it was just a one-room shack, and now they put another room on top of the shack and another room on top of the shack, and now it's just shacks literally built on shacks. The whole thing is fucking ramshambles, and probably not suited for people over about 100 pounds. But there you are. That's what elevation is like around here. Who's climbing up there?
Let's check out this boat there.
Say that again. I didn't hear.
Is there anyone?
Check out this boat.
You're breaking up really bad there, Pelgrad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that looks like they live around this house?
I mean,
Or
people
in
all
it,
over
I
the
suppose.
place. There are kids inside it. Yeah.
Okay, well, if they're not causing too much of an issue, Shadow's just going to walk up and start to, I guess, climb it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Does it have stairs, ladders?
Internal wooden staircase. So you go up, and there's naked kids around, and old men without wearing shirts, and women who've got nothing but a sarong, piece of fabric. But when you guys come up there and you walk up to their house, they don't really know what to do, right? Like, they just let you do whatever the fuck you want to. They're only 4.5 feet tall, and their diet consists of rice and fish. They got no way of resisting you. So when you guys walk up to their house and try to get to a higher elevation, there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they do about it. They just grab their kids and pull them out of the way. All right, so you've got one of the best vantage points that you can. These Khmers are just talking among themselves, wondering about the madness of foreigners.
Sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth between here and the kitchen.
Yeah.
So Shadow's going to kind of find a perch up on the roof.
Yeah.
Somewhere good where he's not totally obvious that he's up there, but there's only so much you can do, right?
Yeah.
And he'll kind of watch the goings on, particularly of the Khmer Rouge people, looking for their flagged vessels, maybe their security plan, what they've got, if they have one, for protection of their assets here.
They don't, and you can't really tell what their assets are. This seems to be. We'll make an insight check perhaps to see what you can gather, because it's a chaotic scene and not a particularly militarily sound one. Okay, cool. It seems to be quite simply extortion or feudalism, if you prefer.
Mhm.
Feudalism. These guys have guns. These guys have fishing nets. And thus the guys with the fishing nets give the fish to the guys with the guns. They load the fish onto vessels, and those fish are then transported upriver in a direction that you can only guess at because of the way the rivers wind and twist, and there are so many rivers that feed into this place. So that's what happens. The people catch the fish, the Khmer Rouge take the fish, they then send the fish upriver. This relatively simple extortion method doesn't seem to have any leadership. The kids are just running around doing whatever the fuck they want. They seem to get along relatively well with the peasantry, and you'd probably guess that some of them are even family members. There's a lot of interaction between the guys with the guns and the guys with the nets. And in some cases, the guys with the nets are in control just by being older. But all of this kind of neo-feudal lakeside placidity is broken by a tremendous explosion. Somewhere out in the water, maybe about 500 meters from where you guys are, somewhere out towards the middle of this very broad lake, there is this massive explosion that must have occurred underneath the water. Let's say that Ricochet caught it out of the corner of his eye, and managed to catch what was going on. And this is what you saw, Ricochet.
Yep.
There's a fisherman, right?
Yep.
Guy's about 40 years old. He's chucked his net in. He's caught something. He's trying to pull. He's not alone. His boat is alongside two other boats, and those boats have no people in them. They're just open, long, not rowboats, but those long Asian, long, narrow, oversized canoes.
Yep.
So there he is.
He caught a mine.
I think a skiff. Yeah, and that's what's happened. He's caught a mine. He's tossed his fucking net in there. He's tried to pull it up, and when he yanks it up, boom! All three of the boats just go up fucking in a great big jet of water. There's nothing left but a floating hat. The family starts panicking, and they row out there, but he's gone.
Yeah. The people that are living in this house that we've moved into temporarily.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them a handful of local currency.
Yeah, sure. They while you're just as you approach them to give them some money, they offer you some rice and some tea, some fish, soy sauce.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Yeah, cool. And they talk to you in Khmer. Do you speak Khmer?
No, I don't. But I'll gesture thankfully towards them with the food.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah,
my head.
They instruct you to eat as if you can't work out what the fuck you're supposed to do with yourself. You eat like this.
Yeah. Is the fish cooked?
Yeah, fish is cooked.
Yeah.
Rice is cooked. Soy sauce is shit.
I want to look at the map that I've probably got loaded in my orientation system. This lake, you said they were sending the boats upriver?
Yeah, that's right.
Does that river, the direction that they're heading in, does it does the crocodile farm connect onto that river network somewhere?
Good question. It's really hard to tell. Make a navigation check. It's there are so many rivers that feed into this lake. It's incredible. So many that they don't even put them on the map.
Let's see, orientation system. I think that just increases your limit.
Gives a +2 if you're wireless.
Navigation. even put a point in that. Woo! 3 successes.
Right. Yeah, it definitely could be. It heads vaguely towards the other major city, Bottom Bong, as well. So that river network goes in that direction, towards the farm and towards
yeah.
Bottom Bong.
Which that's where their fortress is. Yep. I think. All right. Cool.
Is there any rhyme or reason to these boats that are coming or leaving with fish? Is there any markings on them that make them stand out, or are they just boats?
They're boats. They are speed boats. Like they're what we call tinnies in Australia. They're just a fucking aluminium boat. It's pretty simple with an outboard motor on the back. But
really?
It's a real outboard motor, whereas most of these guys have got hand-built propellers or they're just rowing. These guys are using proper aluminium tinnies with proper outboard motors. So that's what sets them apart. Is they are regular quality instead of utter shite.
Okay.
I would have thought they would have used something bigger to carry more fish.
Probably would be. Yeah, probably would use something bigger, like maybe a barge or something like that. But yeah, it's not like they have one type of boat. They use different. The point being that they are the much better boats than what the fishermen have got.
But they're still basically using claimed civilian vehicles, not.
Yeah. They're using what's available rather than something that's purpose built for what they need.
Okay, I think that's good enough for Shadow for the moment. He's going to come down and I guess look towards one of the people that Ricochet's eating with and ask in Thai, do you speak this language? Do you speak Thai?
They speak some Thai, like they can probably crunch out a bit, but it's not. It's kind of like an English person trying to translate German. Not really. Can't have a conversation, but can pick out a few words.
Okay, Trey speaks Khmer pretty well, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Shadow's gonna, if Trey makes that known, Shadow's gonna gesture Trey over to translate for him, and he wants to ask
I can
about.
do that.
Tell me about the serpents that lay on the riverbank.
They are holy. The Naga have been here since long before humans. The Naga built Angkor. They built the city of Angkor, and then they gave it to the ancient Khmer kings, and they made the most grand civilization. The Naga built Angkor and have always been the masters of Angkor.
If I go into the water and leave them be in peace, will they leave me be in peace?
They sometimes eat people. It is true. They sometimes eat people, but the crocodile will eat you more often than the Naga. They are peaceful. They are. He uses the word that is like what we'd use for angel. It's like a higher being than a human. They are above us. So yeah, the crocodile is below us, but they are above us.
Crocodiles are animals. Nagas are enlightened beings.
Exactly.
At the mention of the Naga, can I make a magical threats skill roll?
Absolutely.
Let's spend edge on that. Ooh,
Brilliant.
6 successes.
Ricochet, you learn. There are, conspiracy theories and fucking wacky stories on the internet. You just found out one is true. You've read countless stories, completely bullshit, about how in the depths of Cambodia there's this ancient ruin, Angkor Wat, this huge monumental ruinous city that is ruled by a civilization of serpent people called Naga. Highly psychic, highly magical, enchanted, sophisticated, ancient minds living in like a great big psychic communion. A Shangri-La, a heaven on earth, specifically built by inhuman minds. But of course, that's bullshit, and no one would ever believe that snakes could build fucking society, man. So don't give me that bullshit. Take your awakened greens crap out of my news feed. I don't want to read about it. But here, this guy's describing the Shangri-La of the utopia that snakes have built in the civilization that they created in the Fourth Age.
I think I may have done a unit on these guys back when I was.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen Nega Strike 1 through to 6. I know all about these guys.
What about the Khmer Rouge? Do they patrol the water? I see they mine it, but in this area, he'll kind of gesture around where the bulk of the boats are kind of clustered together. Are there bombs there?
Yes, he says yes. That boat all have bombs. And he points it out, and he tries to show you the fishing line. Basically, if there's a fishing line underneath the boat that's really tight, then don't go near that fucking boat, because the whole thing is probably just anchored in place by the fishing line. And if something tugs on it too hard, it'll explode. The way he describes it, if there's too much wind, the wind sometimes moves the boats, and that sets off the mines, and they just go fucking explode out of nowhere. It happens every night. Like, every night you will be woken up by an explosion.
If someone were to be jumping on it, probably that could happen too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. He laughs at that. He thinks it's hilarious. You jump on it off. Yeah, you will. It will blow up, yes. Boom! All the kids laugh. Boom!
Big bada boom. In I guess English maybe, or Thai perhaps, whatever the group speaks. I don't know.
I speak English.
Shadow will say that I kind of want to go out and tag one of those speedboats. There's the tinnies, but I'm a little concerned about the
What do you mean
the
by tag?
mines, but with a RFID
Why don't
tag.
we just move the lines over under all this?
Well, I mean, if the Khmer have done the mining and the Khmer are operating the speedboats, I think they probably know where the mines are.
Mm-hmm. But I was just going to swim under the boats here and go there.
I think maybe if you waited around the docks, perhaps where one of them docked to load up with the fish.
How close could we get to? Well, yeah. I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah. How close do they come in for the loading of the fish? Like, how far out do they do that at?
Fishermen come to them, so they basically meet them up on the bank, more or less, up near the tributary mouth. The peasantry seems to be pretty well trained, right? Like, you did see guys directly extorting them, but it looked like that was for their own personal gain. You know, the guy that took the fish, he's keeping the fish. In general, they deliver the fish. They take 90%, keep 10% cut, and the guy goes home with 10% of his catch. It's a taxation system that's very efficient. It serves itself. They do what they're told. Yeah, good kids, good peasants.
I'll ask, do any of you fish and tithe to the Khmer Rouge?
Of course, yeah, of course we do.
If I were to give you something, would you insert it in a fish and send it upriver with them?
They understand like immediately that this is some shit, and they're kind of they talk about Buddha and government and loyalty and they just, it's kind of mumbo jumbo what they say, but they know what you're trying to do in a roundabout way, and they're afraid immediately. They don't discourage you, and they don't hate you. It's just like, shit, man. I mean, like Buddha. Buddha wouldn't. I mean, neighbors. You get it.
Well, he's going to pull out one of his stealth tags and set it down on the table, or whatever they're sitting around, maybe a box or whatever, and say, well, if this would end up in a fish, he'll kind of shrug. So be it. If not, he'll shrug again. So be it.
Will they take me out fishing with them?
Yeah, sure. They take you fishing. Yeah, sure. That's something they can do.
I would like to do that, and I will stow my rifle and my pistol into a duffel bag and scoop up that stealth tag also.
They offer you a biscuit tin to put the stealth tag in. It's the safest thing they've got. They're safe. A biscuit tin.
Sure.
You can keep it safe from the water now. You got your biscuit tin.
Thank you. I just I have a little plastic bag.
Turns out the plastic bag's more efficient than the rusty tin.
Hold on, I think I bought 50 of them. But yeah, I'll use plastic bag for the stealth tag, and I will go out fishing with them and make sure the stealth tag gets into a fish that is part of the tax.
Perfect. All right. Do you want to come up and deliver the tax with him, or do you want him to drop you off and he'll take the fish up there?
I'll help him unload the thing into the boat.
There is no, although some of the Khmer Rouge guys look at you because of it appears that it's your muscle and your physical stature that impresses them. They don't look at you as if they recognize you, but rather, you're a bit of an impressive specimen of human, more handsome than the average fisherman. Anyway, you unload 100 pounds of fish, including a catfish that's got the what is it? A tracker, or what have you got inserted?
Yeah, tracker.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no worries. Simple enough device. You chuck the tracker straight down the gullet of the catfish. You hand it over, and the Khmer Rouge lets them keep 10%, and we're good to go.
You said it was a stealth tag, did you, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so stealth tags don't broadcast until they receive a signal asking where they are as well, Arctic.
Cool. Yeah, they don't look like they're tagging the fish. Certainly they might when it gets to the destination, but it's it does sound a little bit too high-tech for the average Khmer Rouge.
Yeah, it would be hard for someone who's low tech to discover. It might be. It's harder for high tech people to find those too, unless they're active. So.
Yeah, I mean, even if they found it, it would just look like a fish swallowed like a cell phone chip or something.
Yeah, good
I guess even if they picked out that fish, cut it open, it's like, oh, what's this thing? I suppose unless they're high tech, they wouldn't know what it was either.
It's just something they ate part of a comlink here that fell into the water.
Well,
yeah, catfish you don't count
RFID tags are small enough that they can be eaten anyway because, like candy bars tend to be laced with RFID chips to advertise the candy bar after you've eaten it to other people.
They can be pretty tiny, pretty inconspicuous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless though.
Of a guy breaking
I
into
want
a
to
getting busted because of the candy bar he ate beforehand. Advertising location.
I want to tag or ping the tag every, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, once it leaves, to kind of get a picture of the route. Then we can piece together the rest of the route through map software and navigation skills and stuff. But just get GPS locations of where it is, every 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah, if you give that to me, I've got an orientation system, cyberware. So
yeah, we'll ping it at random intervals too. So one might be 5 and 30 seconds, next might be 9 minutes and 11 seconds, kind of. So you can't anticipate when it's going to go off if someone's actually looking for it.
And although it's jumping ahead, you eventually discover that after a process of about 18 hours, it reaches bottom line.
While everyone's been talking to the family, I actually want to pay attention to the American spirit.
Yeah, yeah. The American spirit looks like it's got a couple of hoes on board. There's a few pretty Khmer girls wearing not a lot. They're clearly, they might have been peasantry once, but they're not dressed like peasants right now. They're dressed like the Thai girls that you see down in the Soy Cowboy. And anyway, so there's a couple of these girls helping themselves as to glasses of rice wine and fish snacks and a couple of imported goods as well. They're eating from imported jams and stuff like that. So they're living it up out there. But you don't spot any males, just girls, and they don't appear to be armed.
That's all I see though is the Thai girls and a few guards.
Yeah. You don't even see any guards. There's no guards on board the ship that you've noticed. It's just these Khmer girls having breakfast and socializing and talking on their comlinks and shit like that. They look like they could be yummy mummies in any Western city.
And it's currently like mid-afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
sure.
guy that's selling it.
Can I see the cockpit?
Sort of. You would be able to see into the bridge or whatever it's called, but there's no one in there that you can notice, but you can't see the whole thing anyway.
And the boat is anchored where it is?
Yeah, it appears to be. In fact, it's not just anchored, it's kind of flush up against other boats. If there's any spare space, then people are probably using their boats to move through there. The whole thing's like a fucking floating labyrinth.
It's the center of a flotilla, basically.
Yeah, the center of a ramshackle flotilla.
Is there any like makeshift ladders or anything like
Yeah.
that? Yep. So
there'd be a proper ladder, like an actual brass ladder as well.
Yeah.
But there'd be other ways for example, you might be watching and one of the girls over in a bikini, she has to lean over the edge and this Khmer boy scrambles up the side to hand her a mango and scrambles back down again.
How old are these girls?
Maybe 16 through to 25. Who knows?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And basically all Cambodian, mostly.
Yeah. Well, humans and elves. Yeah.
All right. And this boat obviously is big enough to have a significant below deck quarters.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd expect it to. Yeah, like
We've got pictures and stuff of it. Yeah.
Oh, good point. You do too. You've got pictures, and so if you want to find a houseboat online and have a look at it, then by all means. But it's a nice one. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking of the boat from that old Overboard movie. Maybe not quite that big and impressive, but with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn and.
Well, we had some images of this specific boat too from the sales ad as well. So
we do. Yeah.
We know what it used to look like anyway. If there's been
Precisely.
modifications, we don't know. But
Is there any weapons on it?
Not mounted, but there are a few weapons lying around.
So they haven't
just lying around.
Haven't got a machine gun on the deck or anything like that, though.
No. Some of the other boats nearby do, though. Like some of the boats nearby have weapons. This one does not have anything mounted. It's clearly meant to be a pleasure boat.
Not to mention, some of them have torpedoes underneath.
Yeah.
So maybe after a while of watching, Shadow's going to kind of gather the other two up again and say, how do you two feel about a little river piracy upriver, stealing one of these fishing boats, hauling fish back?
We steal one of that big boat, right? Fucking that.
Seems a bit premature.
What if we just blow it up?
Do you have bombs?
Trey will look at him like he might think that person's retarded.
I don't know you from Jesus Adam, so
No, I
Jesus
think that-
Adam also would have explosives.
no, it wouldn't. He'd have a case of crotch itch from where. Never mind.
Then fuck
I think
him. He's a bitch.
I think that boat would
Anyway,
be a hell of an asset to try and hang on to afterwards.
that's your boat
This
that
way.
you wanted to buy.
Arctic, is this just like the troll with the fucking railgun?
There is no troll with railgun in this campaign, so yeah, there's nothing that I'm going to get too sensitive about. I would have been upset if you killed Bar, the Thai prostitute, for no reason. I'm a little attached to her, but apart from that, I think that you can just about kill anyone. I mean, I like
out loud. Now we're gonna do it.
No. Shadow's
I
gonna
like
take good care of
Clockwork. I like Clockwork. I can't lie. I'm upset to see him gone. I'm that little boy with the furrowed brow and the crossed arms. That's me.
How has Bar reacted to Omen leaving?
Shadow's taking good care of her.
She wasn't too upset about Omen leaving. You know, like he was a means to an end, really. An abusive boyfriend that treated her well. She's more upset about Mako leaving because Mako was nice, and you know, like they could have actually had something. But
And she's lost her income stream.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, from a practical point of view, there's all of that, but there'll always be more clients.
Shadow will keep him busy in the hotel room when he's not doing anything with the group.
Yeah,
You're
and
staying
she
at-
treats
you're
him
staying at
right.
the hotel as well, aren't you, Shadow?
Yeah. Who wants to stay in a stinky old junkyard? Like, for real.
Crawling with police.
She does more cooking and cleaning than your last girlfriend, Shadow. So
Exactly.
happy with that.
Hang on, she cooks.
She does. She's a good cook.
Wow. Okay, no,
Anyway,
no.
enough about
I actually will
the
pay.
imaginary prostitute. Back to blowing up this boat.
Did I tell you about her tattoos? All right. So
Yeah.
back to the boat.
I don't.
All right.
But I think going in's a bad idea right now. Premature.
I think we pretty much absolutely have to do it.
Didn't you want to buy it like 3 hours ago?
That's before I saw it flying a commie flag.
Take
Now it has
take
to
the
die.
commie. Take the commie
Nope,
flag
fuck
back
it.
and
It's already done.
liberate it for America.
I will liberate
That's what
it.
Americans do, don't they?
Don't care.
Well, by all means, go blow it up.
Fuck yeah, let's do this.
All
I'll sit
right.
up here.
Oh man.
What is the process for blowing up a houseboat?
Well, first I'm gonna go to the guy trying to sell it to me and get him to explain everything about fueling it and refueling it.
Sure. Yeah, it's an old-fashioned boat. It runs off petrol, unleaded fuel. There'd be probably an electric generator as well, but that's more for auxiliary power rather than powering, getting the boat's motors.
And let's see, I need that. I'm gonna need a case of alcohol. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those two things. We need a case of alcohol and where the fuel tanks are.
Farmer mate can get you plenty of rice vodka. They brew it right here on the banks of Tonle Sap, so it'll only take them half an hour to get you a whole barrel worth if you want that.
Oh yeah, no, I want like 2 barrels.
2 barrels.
Yeah,
It's not cheap. It's gonna be 1,000 million a barrel. Like this is vodka.
Fuck yeah.
All
I
right.
might give him 2,000 million.
His family just became more important in the grand scheme of things because like he knows guys with fucking money, man, and yeah. So you buy alcohol brewed by peasantry for the Khmer Rouge. The money goes to the Khmer Rouge, so you give the Khmer Rouge $2,000, and they give you a whole bunch of peasant-made rice vodka. 2 fucking barrels worth, man. It's 40 liters, 60 liters of the shit.
Yep.
Just
And
equip
then,
20 child soldiers.
I'm gonna have him put him on his boat and have him go introduce me to all his friends, and we're gonna go start a major party with getting all these guys drunk on these 2 barrels of vodka.
All right. The party takes off remarkably well. The Khmer Rouge soldiers are really keen to have a drink. Like, they got nothing to do. There's no one to fight. There's never, apart from the Naga and the crocodiles, there's nothing to actually worry about here, except for their own fucking minds. So yeah, these 14-year-olds through to the 19-year-olds, they're just happy to come and join you. Mostly boys, but a couple of girls as well. The girls drink moderately. The boys drink to excess. And
And then
yeah,
I'm gonna have
party.
him take me out and show me the flotilla.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep the drinks flowing.
they're stoked. Are you single? Are you married? My sister, she is single.
I will do the for another drink,
Oh, all right.
and I'll try to get them all to the edge of the flotilla, and then start a shooting match. Like, who can shoot? Insert target across the river.
Yeah, I want to go at this. The younger boys leave it up to the bigger boys. They know their place, and this is they let the big brothers get the glory. Yeah, they're pretty shit shots, really. It's no wonder you took the airport if this is the quality of their soldiers, because they're not real good.
Yeah, I want the firearms and the alcohol mixed in real good.
Yeah.
And while we're offering a prize of whatever, I would like to sneak away, like I'm going to take a piss.
Sure.
And
just piss off the edge of the boat. It's okay. You can just piss in the water.
No, like I'll sneak away. But if anybody says anything,
we know you. You foreigner, you have big cock. You don't want us to see. Okay, we know.
Like I said, if they say anything, but I'll just try to stealthily sneak away while they're all concentrated on the.
Pretty hard to sneak stealthily away in a boat. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you said it's a big flotilla, right?
It is. Oh, yes. So you sort of clamber onto a boat with flowers, and then walk along it, and then onto a rowboat. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah. I got them all drunk, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they're all drunk. They're all partying. Now I got all the guys with guns facing one way in a shooting competition.
More or less. I wouldn't say all the guy. There's still it's not like every one of the 100 soldiers all joins the same party. But yeah. But your plan's working. It's just not, quite that all-encompassing.
You're trying to be invisible. You're just trying not to be stand out.
Precisely, and that's working. That's working a charm. So yeah, they're focused.
It's dark.
Yeah, they're having a fucking shooting contest. That's more fun than you are. Yeah, definitely.
That's gonna draw a lot of attention. I'm just another Asian slipping through the boat.
Yeah, it's all working well so far. Brilliant. You disappear. You might have to, go into the water occasionally and or lie down on the boat, but you're confident that no one sees you except for the dogs.
And I will try to sneak onto the American Dream.
Right. The American Dream, since it's dark now and the party's been going for a while, it's a little bit different because there's activity here now. You slip onto the American Dream, and you can see that there's something of a party going on. Not a real party per se, more like this is how this guy lives. You spot a Russian dude. I don't think I've actually got a picture of him. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I do not. Yeah, I thought I did, but it didn't even cross my mind that I didn't have a picture for him. So you spot this Russian guy, a white-skinned fellow. And he's just going about his business, drinking vodka, has his arm around a slinky young girl, a slinky young woman rather, and he drinks his vodka and moves on to another one and puts his arm around her instead. They don't really react. They don't react with either disgust or with affection. They just, don't even really seem to notice as he touches them up a bit. And this guy's just going around. He's switched on the trid. He's watching something in Russian, some kind of Russian action flick. Drinking his Smirnoff, not this local bullshit, but real Russian vodka, and waiting for his meal to be cooked, which is goulash.
So, can I get to where those fuel tanks are?
Yeah. You've still got that massive stealth roll. I'll use that same thing. Getting to the fuel tanks might be a little bit more difficult unless you want to. You can reach the outside of them, right?
That's good enough.
That's good enough. Cool. As long as you don't want to get into the actual fuel tank, then you can reach within 1 meter of them, just behind a panel of wood and steel.
So,
Cool.
yeah, I will place the 3 HE. Fuck, man, I can't talk. I'll place the 3 HE and 1 frag grenade up against that. Give myself a 15-second timer and fuck off.
Make an athletics or whatever the swimming check is to swim away far enough before the explosion goes off. Is there a swimming skill, anything like that?
Swimming.
I think it's a function of gymnastics.
Gymnastics, yeah, sure.
There's a specific
diving.
swimming skill: swimming and diving. Swimming's for surface, diving's underwater, and it covers other shit too.
Yep.
So if I wasn't,
It's strength, or is it strength or body? Let me double. It's strength.
Strength.
If I was trying to get away, through the boats again,
yeah.
Could I just do that?
Make the check in any case. Yeah. But you know what you're doing. You're not going to set a bomb off that's going to fucking blow you to pieces after you've come this far.
Oh yeah. Would that make it easier if I just did a 2-minute timer?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 2 minutes is longer. It's still pretty unlikely to be detected. So do you go for 2 minutes or not?
Yeah, and then I'll just exfil the way I came.
After about a minute and a half, a fisherman seems to be piloting over towards your little icon, your attachment, as if he's going to investigate what it might be. Rosie's boat there, curious. He's heading over in that direction. About 10 meters away.
And it's 30 seconds?
30 seconds to go.
How far away from him am I?
Probably, how far could you get in 2 minutes, do you reckon? 50 meters? Less?
If it's 50 meters, and that's the impression I get, that he is going over there.
Yeah.
And shit. I guess I'll probably try capping him in the head.
No worries. Make an attack roll. It should be easy enough. Do you have a silenced weapon or not?
I do. It's a pistol.
Cool. So 50 meters. I'm not sure what the range of pistols are. This guy's 40 meters away from you.
That's what I was trying to look up. I know we got the rules.
Yeah.
Yep. Range table is in the
50 meters is
it's its own thing. It's not in the combat.
So what is that? Negative.
50 meters is -6.
-6. Let's use vision magnification.
If you're at 40 meters, it's only long, which is -3.
And then my cyber eyes should negate all of that.
Yeah, good.
If I have vision Magnification.
Just mag knocks it
Yeah.
down 1.
So you have a
Meters.
-1 at 40 meters.
All right. I'll take my -1.
Are there any other penalties?
Yeah,
See, there's
wind,
no
visibility,
wind or-
etc.
No wind to speak of. No, the visibility's perfectly fine. You have low light or vision, do you? I should.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
assuming you do.
both that and thermographic.
And thermo, exactly. Yeah, I made a bit of an assumption there, but there you go. So yeah, just a -1. Other than that, just a bullet in the brain. As long as you hit, you're gonna kill him. Bam. Woo. So he falls face down into his boat, and his boat slowly comes drifting towards the explosive. Boom. And it all goes off. Fireworks. Boom. Yeah. Everyone knows about it. Instant happens. Of course, it knows about it. It's a pretty big boat, though. And so the boat doesn't just turn to tinder and explode in one great heap. It booms, and then about 15 seconds later, there's an even bigger boom as the fuel tanks explode. The thing begins sinking, but it's not sinking immediately. It'll take probably 5 or 10 minutes before the thing goes down. There's obvious chaos, screaming, heaps of screaming, a bit of swearing in Russian, but mostly girls screaming on board the ship. And the military, such as it is, begins to mobilise. The party is certainly over. It's chaos. People are falling in the water. The crocodiles are shitting themselves.
Shadow's gonna tap Ricochet and say, now's our time to leave, or we're gonna be caught and killed.
Damn straight.
Your van stands out at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's go.
And he'll gather up his things and head over to the Bulldog.
I'm surprised it didn't draw attention the second we got here, to be honest.
Probably did.
Trey, you're 50 meters away. When the explosion goes off, what do you do?
Did I hear that that swearing in Russian?
Yeah.
I will start screaming in Khmer. Comrades, comrades! The Russians are attacking! The Russians are attacking! With my thermal, can I pick out who's yelling in Russian?
With the intense heat from the fire, no.
That's too bad. And I will pop a smoke grenade, throw it in a random direction, while moving away. But the entire time I'll be screaming at in Khmer, the Russians are attacking!
People
Get the
start
Russians!
firing. They fire just fucking indiscriminately. Just fucking shooting.
And yeah, every initiative pass I'll either throw a flashbang out or
Dude,
a thermal.
4th of July here.
Yeah, all while screaming in Khmer about the Russians.
When you're 100 meters away, jumping from boat to boat and nearing the bank at this point, and you can see that the American Spirit is beginning to go underwater. About the rear half of it is already down, and the nose is pointed up towards the moon. You hear the distinct sound of an outboard motor, a big 45 horsepower outboard motor, just vroom, 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 start motoring, and a speedboat begins to zoom away from the American Spirit with a single occupant.
What kind of range am I looking at?
100 meters and moving faster, like moving away further very quickly.
Oh, I'm going to try to kill that occupant. Hopefully it's not one of the girls, which would be funnier.
Well, it's 100 meters at the moment. They are effectively running, so there is the penalty for firing at either a moving vehicle or a running target. I don't know if the modifier is different.
Yeah,
Negative
inside
4.
moving vehicles, +3. If you, are you using your pistol here?
No, I was going to switch over to my carbine.
Okay. You take aim, you negate 1 category range penalty, and you don't get any attack penalty for them being on the run, but they get a +3 for being inside a vehicle, and a +2 for, never mind, just a +3 for inside a moving vehicle.
So at 100 meters, I don't think I'm at a range penalty, am I?
For carbine,
It's just an assault, an automatic assault.
Assault
Rifle.
rifle
yeah,
ranges.
so long as you take aim, you're good.
So yeah, I will fire at him. I'm gonna edge it.
He gets to dodge, right? Even though he can't see you, he can still dodge because
He
if he's
doesn't see
low
the
and
attack
low,
coming. He doesn't get a dodge.
can't
He gets
dodge.
if he's taking cover, he gets an additional
Yeah.
+4. So +7 total for the
Technically,
moving vehicle and keeping his head down.
he's technically protected by the vehicle
Wow.
too, right? Like the vehicle's armor rating and everything.
If he shoots through the vehicle, yes, but if it's an open top speedboat, no.
It's an open top, yeah. So
It
that
just
so he
counts as
does,
good cover.
which gives him what, a total of 7 dice as in defense. Is that right?
Yep.
I think.
Okay, cool. What sort of fire are you? Assuming you're not doing a single shot, what sort of attack are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's all this does is a single shot.
Oh, it is just a single shot.
Yeah, he's got basically a sniper rifle the size of an assault rifle.
But
Right,
it's
right.
-8 armor piercing.
Cool. So I'll give you some defense roll first, just 7. He gets 2 successes on that, reducing you to a total of 4 net hits, which is still a huge amount. And did you say 8 armor piercing? That sucks.
Trey isn't good at a lot of things, but this is one of them.
Resist one. Only 2 of those. God. So what's 4 next successes? How much damage?
Wouldn't it be 2 net successes? 2, you dodge 2, and then you absorb 2, right?
No.
Not quite right. No.
Oh.
Dodges subtract from your net hits, so you take your weapon damage and you add 4 to it, and then you subtract 2 from that again because you got 2 hits on the resist.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it'd be 16p.
16p, and he resists 2 of that, bringing it down to 14, meaning
No,
that
that's
the
after
boat.
the resist.
That's after the resist.
16 after resist. Fuck me. It doesn't matter either case. You hear the boat power down, and it just starts stalling.
You add the armor rating of the vehicle to any personal armor the vehicle's wearing.
Even in an open top?
Yeah, and anything.
Righto, I'll give it 8 armor because that's what I'll give it.
Because consider half of them is protected by the boat's chassis anyway, right?
It totally makes sense to me. Yeah.
It was one bullet. It either went through the boat or it didn't.
Yeah, it's an abstractation of protecting people inside, though.
And the boat's going up and down. You can't tell when it's going to be shielding you and when it's not. It's bouncing on the turbulence. But in this case, it rolls 0 successes off 8 dice, so that is pretty definitive. You put a bullet in his back, and you hear the boat power down until it's just idling. Yeah, sitting there and idling out in the water. I'll assume Helgrad is satisfied.
I will continue with my get the Russians while moving away from the explosion and sinking ship.
Brilliant. They don't understand why they have to get the Russians, but they're firing anyway because why not? They're drunk. And the girls like it when you shoot your gun. Okay, so we evacuate. You guys are waiting for Trey. What vehicles have you got? Are you not waiting for Trey? I should specify.
Shadow has no compunctions about waiting for Trey. This is going to be purely a ricochet call, so pass the buck.
What vehicle you got, Ricochet?
It's the Bulldog we're in.
It's a Bulldog.
Yeah, the government van. Did we repaint it? We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ricochet,
So it's not
can't hear you.
government black, but yeah, I can't either.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, no, I think we need to get the fuck out of here.
So you leave a Trey behind.
We can meet up with him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's capable enough to get in there, he should be capable enough to get out. That's Shadow's thought, so we don't need to be there to babysit him.
Motherfucker can't steal a motorbike, then what's the good of him, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Trey, how are you evacuating this pop stand? Well, there we go. Craig can walk or kill a Khmer for a bike perfectly. Okay, in either case, it's not a challenge, particularly. It's probably easier to kill the Khmer than it is to walk. But you alone of the party bear witness to a spectacle, the likes of which you could not have predicted. The river, the lake of Tonle Sap comes alive, and it comes alive with a great amount of hostility. Your explosion is not the only one. The boat blows up, it begins to sink, and as people start fumbling around through the mine-strewn fucking river, it sets off a chain reaction of more bombs. Boom, 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 boom. And a succession of explosions go off, panicking everyone and everything. And as you're congratulating yourself on a job well done, on serendipity, you set out to achieve one thing and you end up achieving even more than you could have hoped for. The lake comes alive. It manifests like a great water spout, a huge water spout that rises up. And it just keeps rising and rising and rising. It freaks everyone out. And this spirit just rises out of the water until it's so tall it towers over the canopy of the trees. You don't know what it could mean. You don't know what it is, but it's pissed off. And it starts sinking boats left, right, and center.
Trey's going to assume that is the pleased aspect of shark feeding on the unrighteous. But he's going to get the fuck out of Dodge just in case it's not.
Turns out you're basically right. Academically, not quite, but you're close enough to correct. That is all that matters. And so we finally return to Siem Reap, that is the Siem Reap party finally returns to the hotel or to the compound. Do you reconvene at the hotel just this one night, or do you all meet up together, or just go your separate ways?
One question first, Arctic. How did the Naga on the banks react to all the explosions?
They got the fuck out of Dodge. Some of them went into the jungle, some of them went into the water, but they just all ran away.
And there was probably none of them left by the time the spirit. Not that we were there to see the spirit anyway. All good.
Yeah, that's there probably would have been some of them still left there because they'd just be underneath the surface of the water, which is where the spirit came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of them would have still been there.
Yeah, but I wasn't there to see that anyway.
But you would have been there.
How far was Tonle Sap from Siem Reap?
Not far. I think it's about 10 or 12 kilometres, and so is Angkor in a different
Probably
direction.
about that.
As we're leaving, I'll send Trey a text. Do you want us to wait for you nearby?
If I got a motorbike, I'll probably be pretty happy, and I might need some alone time before I get back to the compound.
Yeah,
It's like the Kinsu all over again.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, I'll go back to the start driving back to Siem Reap then.
Trey gets home and his crocodile's waiting for him. The crocodile's been so worried.
Actually, the crocodile was sent to the boat.
Yeah, sent it to the boat. That's why I said I should have fucking put it somewhere else.
Rip
Maybe you should have bought the boat.
I don't think that was really an option.
And this is
could've
more
been.
emotionally satisfying.
The last thing you see, Trey, is the Russian and the Khmer flag going underneath the water. Dark, bubbling water.
And that's probably why I need some alone time.
now you couldn't possibly get more of it.
As we're driving back to Siem Reap, I'll ask Shadow, is there anything else he wants to check out?
We could go to that nightclub.
The pyramid?
Why not?
Sounds good to me.
Might be the only decent fight we have here in this country. Shadow says, as if he doesn't actually believe that.
He doesn't believe it'll be a decent fight, or he doesn't believe it'll be the only one?
That it'll be a decent fight. In his mind, he can kill anyone and everyone. So
Yeah. I think what's his name? Chef. Chef's someone that you'd look forward to being a challenge.
but maybe, I could be
See-
skeptical though.
He'd fulfill the superhuman kind of as a fellow superhuman.
He probably would, but I can be skeptical, right?
Yeah.
We've been disappointed so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
what's the worst that can happen? We'll kill him too.
Might lose
All
some
right.
money.
A night on the town. But we switch back to Bangkok, probably for the rest of the episode. And Flash, could you roll a D33 if you're there? Thank you, sir. All right. So while you're out in the street, Flash, while you're out buying your weapon modifications and all the rest, you're approached by a couple of hippies, I guess you'd call them. They're white folk. They explain to you that they are from New Zealand. They come from Hobbiton. Do you know Hobbiton? Have you seen The Lord of the Rings? They come from near Hobbiton. It's just outside of Auckland, they explain. This is Mary, and I'm Jim. We've had an incredible time traveling the world. We've seen 32 different countries. Some of the one that you wouldn't believe it. We have so many stories. Anyway, let's say, could you spare some nuyen? We're a little short on cash, but look, we're willing to work for our money. Look, we could write a poem for you, or I can play the flute. I can play you a song, or tell you what. Are you on social media? I have a lot of followers. I'm an influencer. I have a lot of followers. If you'd like, I can give you floodlights on social media. I'll make you a star, or whatever you like. What do you say? Can you spare some Nuyen for some travelers?
I just want to go to Auckland.
It's right near Hobbiton.
I'm just gonna
I was
like
just thinking about that. Like, if fucking hobbits have their own town in New Zealand now, like, did the fucking orcs?
I'm just gonna like
Is Mordor a place in the sixth world? Is it in New Zealand?
Yes, it's Auckland.
I'm just gonna like stare at them with like my head, cocked a little bit, kind of like I can't comprehend what would possess them to like talk to me. And like kind of, like my very obvious cyber everywhere, just kind of what I hope is a disconcerting way. I'm just gonna, head cocked a little bit and just stare at them.
Insight check. What is insight? Is that what it
Judge
is?
Sense motives, I think.
Judge intentions check. Judge intentions check.
Charisma plus intuition.
Thank you, charisma intuition.
Charisma plus intuition.
Single success.
Oh,
You notice that the guy is wearing a pair of goggles of like high
That's a
tech.
glitch.
Oh, is it a glitch? Is it? Oh, fantastic. The thing is, the entire scene is the glitch. You are getting sent because of the glitch. You are suddenly being sent friend requests on generic social media platform that appears on your comlink. Hundreds of people suddenly want to friend you, and you don't know why. Oh, by the way, we've just we're streaming this live. We've got 1 million followers on our social media page. We're streaming this live right now. So look, we've already got 200 hits. So tell me, what are you doing here in Bangkok? What's your story, traveler?
I'm gonna send like the video feed of this to Godfather and ask him what the fuck is happening.
Godfather, you're live. Well, you're not live, but she's live. Like it's like watching a YouTube streaming video. Where this is my experience in Bangkok, and hey, look, it's the Cyber Girl. Everyone, check out the Cyber Girl.
I mean, I think her only visible cyberware is like a data jack and some cyber eyes.
I mean, that's still a
But,
lot compared to someone who has nothing.
Yeah, I mean, those are the
the
two
lower
most common bits of cyber in the
stuff,
social.
like, I
Like
feel
most
like-
office workers have a data jack and
Probably-
usually cyber
I
eyes.
probably have a gun on my back. Like, I don't really do discreet.
I mean, this is a place with cops.
Some people like this shit. Don't judge them. You know, some people like watching live streaming Bangkok weirdness channel. Should have seen the shit we got up to back in Afghanistan and New Delhi. Oh, those videos are crazy. 7,000 hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Godfather's gonna like look at the fucking feed and just give them 10 million, wish them luck, and politely move on.
All right.
Just don't do anything incriminating. You're being broadcasted.
Yeah, nothing
Right.
bad happened last time.
All right. It sounds like solid advice. I will
You
do
should-
so.
You should headbutt them.
They sing you a song. They sing you a great song about how beautiful you are and how beautiful life is and how beautiful love is and how that we have to get rid of the war and we all should just work together and together we can do this. Okay? I love you. I love you, everybody. I love you. And they move on to the next schmuck.
Shrugs.
Handled that really well, Flash. Didn't headbutt anybody.
Yeah, steps up above Andre. Since I
Figures
don't
if
think you were here when Pelgrad's last character Andre got harassed by random people in the street, he lethally headbutted one of them
He killed it.
with a fucking like adept powered headbutt.
That's what you get
she
for
was
being a woman.
she was more confused than anything. She didn't feel threatened.
Yeah, like he just got hassled by a couple of like street performers.
And she's
In
despite having
Andre's defense, he got hassled while he was trying to buy drugs.
Talking about buying drugs, I've got Ricochet's list of things I need to buy.
Yeah, I got a couple things I forgot to put on my own list, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, but first I need to inform Flash that she has 7 requests to send Bob's and Vagine.
excellent. I don't know what that is. It like doesn't.
You don't know what Bob's and Vagine are?
Yeah, it doesn't go through the translating
It
software
doesn't,
correctly.
it doesn't work. What the fuck is this shit? This is.
Sure, she
Yeah.
I don't speak fucking Thai.
just deletes everything.
Deactivate social media entirely. That's better.
I figure she's probably confused as to how she got a social media account.
Came
Maybe
with
it's
the
one of those.
cuddling.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those
Yeah.
things where you like get auto signed up or something. She's
And
like,
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
ask for
Horizon. They
Microsoft Edge.
assign you
Well, it's like, oh, buy a
Horizon
coffee.
assigns you a P21 account at like fucking birth or some shit.
It's like, buy a coffee,
Comes-
get a free
yeah.
social media account.
Comes
No,
with
you can't
Comlink.
opt out.
okay.
They don't.
Got
The
opt out.
government already knows all your personal info. They'll fill it in for you.
Yeah, I assume that you didn't need anything else for like basic purchases, like availability, like 6 and
No.
below shit.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I bought some like grenades and some fucking ammo kind of shit.
Yeah, you can get it at all from 7-Eleven.
yeah, I'm looking at this list, and there's some 16, 14, 11. So there's some hard to get stuff here, I guess.
That is different. Yeah. So what are you looking at getting?
Ricochet, he's looking for a peak discharge power clip or a peak discharge satchel power pack, and that's like 14 or
Whoa.
16.
Yeah,
I mean, it's basically
the right
just like
city
a
to
big
get it.
battery.
Yeah, exactly right. And they manufacture that shit here. We've established that. So this is the right place to get it. It's still some funky shit though.
The guy we got
So-
the paint from, could we get this from him as well?
More
Yeah,
to the
that's the
point,
same information program.
more to the point, they're exclusively Ares military batteries that are only used for weapons.
Oh well, in that case, then yeah, this isn't a run-of-the-mill plasma generator. This is something very specific. Do we have any Ares contacts?
They're generally used for charging laser weaponry.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what they are.
They are available on the black market, but that's what they're for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear there's some, less than totally kept an eye on Ares warehouses laying around.
Yeah, and there are some less than scrupulous Ares managers as well.
I guess it's just, do we have a contact for that, or would you have to find it?
If only I knew an Ares technician that might know how to manufacture one.
Do we?
Yeah, we just blew up his boat.
Okay. I don't think he wants to work with us anymore.
Whoa, it's totally not traceable back to us in any way.
And 2, just pay him the $5,000 for the boat that he knew he wasn't going to be able to use anyway. He was trying to swindle us. Like, sure, buy the
fucking
boat,
oath.
sight unseen.
I mean, we could have bought it and killed everyone on board, and then we had a new boat.
Yeah, but he's not going to know the difference, so you could still do that.
Let's force it.
So how are we going to go about getting this item anyway?
Yeah, good question. How are you going to go about it? You have a particular contact or anyone? You go back to the same old fence that you did before, the dude who's not loyal to you but knows what he's doing? Seems your best bet, right? Do you have a better alternative?
Yeah, info
All right.
broker's probably a good person to find that kind of thing.
Sure. This time, he's already you've proven effective once, so he remains loyal to you and he'll hook you up again. Let's just see if he can do it. I don't really like the Shadowrun, the rolls for it. Just roll his connection. Roll 6 dice
Okay.
and see how it goes. You only need a single success. Yeah,
3.
you're fine. So he knows of an Ares distributor who does stock these things, but they are expensive as fuck, and they're double the price of whatever they're listed as.
Because I'll message Ricochet and say if that's still like acceptable.
I don't know if I can afford that.
I mean, if Godfather's part of the shopping process,
Yeah.
he'll point out like we have a group fund for this kind of shit.
If that's what you need to shoot your big gun, it's probably worth the 900.
Yeah.
I don't need it. It's
Like-
just backup. I mean, I've already got one.
Yeah,
pursuing
like
the
that's good for like
power
10 shots though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of them's like an extra 400 new yen, one of them's an extra 900. Grand scheme of things.
I owe a lot of money.
Yeah, but like we've looted 400 new yen worth of shit. We can just sell it on the streets and pay for your fucking charge back.
I reckon go with the satchel pack.
So the
Oh,
1,800
yeah,
one.
that's like 1,800. Yep. I'll mark that off the war chest.
It's worth it. Point of view, $180 a shot. I'd fucking
Nah.
spend that.
Nah, that's right. I'll take that out of my cash. I can squeeze that in.
Okay, and then because
Alright.
I'm just going down, so then there's 5 doses of jazz. That's 2, so that should be pretty easy to find, right?
Yeah.
Everything
Straight up.
under 6 is like fucking
Okay,
free.
so I'll just skip over the ones that are under 6 then.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 30 EX explosive rounds, heavy pistol, 14.
What are they? So explosive rounds for a pistol. Oh shit, that is a little bit harder. But yeah, no, your man can hook you up for that. Like that's run of the mill stuff compared to getting fucking
Okay.
camouflage paint and laser packs. Good
30
explosive rounds.
30 assault cannon rounds, 12.
Availability 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying the number as well.
Assault cannon rounds. Yeah, he can hook you up. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Standard
2,
price.
5. And the next one on the list is, I guess Sentinel hasn't got a.
We
Is it-
got it at 7-Eleven last time in Bangkok.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
2
well-
high explosive grenades.
Yeah, high explosive you can get off the street. You buy them off some 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, but
You get 'em-
where we're going to get 1 pack of chewing gum?
He gives you a pack of chewing gum for free.
Hello.
He chucks it in with
I see, guys. I saved you 1 yuan.
it.
I read
want-
Donald Trump Art of the Deal.
But it's sugar-free gum. It's extra.
Oh, for
He
fuck's
wants, he wants 2 packs of chewing gum. Come on, can't you read the list?
Hey, I got 1 pack for free,
Okay.
and everything else on the list is under 6, so we'll just get that.
Yeah.
And I'll use my platinum card so that it's harder to trade.
Fenway, you can roll a D33.
No one will ever know that we bought that pack of chewing gum.
19.
All right. You are approached by an Indian man. It might be the exact same guy that the New Zealanders went over and filmed after they filmed Jet. He is an Indian man. He has a turban on his head, and he is dressed in clothing that looks like came out of some medieval fucking period piece.
Well, we're just 2
he tells
D&D
you-
characters.
Exactly. That's exactly right. The D&D character enters your Shadowrun game. He is a human, and he tells you that he is a shaman. He's a guru, he explains to you, born under the protection of Brahma. And he senses in you great destiny, and he wishes to read your fortune if you will allow him.
Well, I mean, how can I pass this up? Well, I'll allow him.
Definitely picked the right fucking random encounter for Fenway.
He takes your hand and he reads your hand and he prays unto Brahma and he asks for vision and he tells you he sees in your future a future filled with serpents. Everywhere are serpents. He tells you that you must beware of the air because where the earth meets the water, there is fire. He sees a great journey ahead for you. He sees a talented chef and a creative engineer. He sees a city filled with serpents. And in this city, you will find either your death or your rebirth. That will be 1,000 Nuyen.
I mean, he has been that is surprisingly accurate for what's happening. So I suppose he deserved it.
What a schmuck.
Well, I mean,
He was
wrong.
that's accurate though.
No, he was wrong. He said you'd meet a talented engineer. We've already killed him.
So we have met him.
You haven't.
That's clockwork,
And
isn't
you
it?
won't.
Is the engineer right?
Well, it's up to you to interpret the vision how
The
you
whole
use
point
it.
of
That's the thing with astrology.
yeah, you fit whatever you want to fit into the
Exactly. But you pay up your 1,000
Yeah,
Nuyen, do you?
Yeah, I'll pay up.
Oh, what a
literally
honest
be,
man.
any city in the world, and serpents could mean dishonest people. It's like the whole point of fortunes.
Yeah, but
He thanks you.
we're in a place where there's specific people called the Serpents.
He thanks you, and he blesses you with karmic bliss and promises you good fortune ahead. And you get a free point of karma.
Cool. Like,
That's Arctic feeling bad that he just fucking robbed you out of $1,000 for
Sort
a
of,
street guy.
not really. It happened. That actually happened to me in real life. That episode, I chucked that random encounter in there because that's one that I've experienced myself.
That's what I feel like most of these are.
I want to know where my fucking karma is. I gave those fucking Facebook fucking streamers 10 Nuyen.
Exactly.
Yeah. If
That's
you would have
right.
just
You
given
didn't
Bob,
headbutt them.
yeah, if you would have given Bob's and Vagine, though, you would have gotten your karma, but you deleted
Exactly. Yeah. There was. They were like, don't you realize that they couldn't live without Bob's and Vagine? It's
Sense. It was a tactical error.
error. For the rest of you, and I suppose also for Fenway, 5 karma for the session. 3 for a good time, a 4th for good role playing, and a 5th for accidentally achieving your objective by seizing the seizing Tonle Sap almost by accident.
And
Was it
Can I
by
get 2
accident?
more purchases real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just put them in the chat there real quick.
Yeah.
The parts for a heavy weapon, turret mount, and area jammer, basically, but for
Yeah.
a vehicle.
Both of them are available, and at the normal price.
and we can all say
Roger.
goodbye to the internet
Thanks.
people.
Thanks, Internet.
Farewell,
Yeah,
internet
goodbye.
people.
See you soon.